That's amazing. So wait, you have 3 cats now, Nova?
Yeah, I've had for a while.
Are you excited to get more?
I'm not going to, but I do foster.
That's
still.
exciting.
I have a lot of friends that need cats, so.
Is it ever, I mean, I know that it's always difficult when like the time comes for you to part with them, but the 3 that you have,
Yeah.
do they start as fosters or did you just get
One of them.
outright? One of them, yeah.
And I wasn't really planning to keep her, but she just got along so well with my main cat. I was like, I can't separate them. They're best friends.
Yeah, when you,
Like,
when you see that
immediately.
connection.
Yeah, because they were like roughhousing and grooming each other and snuggling, and now they're like twins. Like, I love them.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, no, it's hard. Like, I still think about like Beans sometimes because her name was Beans. She had little toe beans. It's adorable.
Aww.
Love the beans.
But hopefully she got adopted by someone good.
Cute.
And I gave him the best chance of adoption because I gave him lots of love. So,
Aww.
that's all you can do.
That's what they need.
Yep.
What does that say on your wall back there? Invader V's
Blanket fort.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this gorgeous wood sign. One of my moderators made it. He does a lot of woodworking. He made me this
Aw.
gorgeous Ouija board for Halloween.
Have you used it?
Never. I will never. I'm like, it is beautiful and it is sacred and I respect it and I will never try to contact people. Oh my gosh, no. I am too freaked out by that. I like my like came from such a superstitious family. My dad wouldn't even let us put up skeletons in the house for Halloween because he was like, no visages of death in this home.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, dude.
I think they're scared. I'd be scared.
It's spooky.
Someone made me, like, when I was a cam girl, like a handmade wooden bamboo paddle that was engraved with like like marble or something. It was insane. I still have it, but
Oh my god, do you use it as a serving tray for charcuterie?
I should. I'm gonna go get it out. Hold on. That's not a bad idea.
That's like, as you're describing it, I'm like, what a good charcuterie board. Oh, that's amazing. Wait, have you guys been sent, what's been your favorite thing that you've been sent from somebody from your community?
Got a sign that hangs on my door and it says Gubba and I think it's marble and it was made in Spain. One of my viewers lives there. He's on deployment there and he got it made for me and it's so freaking cool.
Oh, that's lovely.
I should definitely use this to serve something. Because like I don't use it as a paddle. Why would I? It's so big.
Oh no, that's great for just like a little bit, like throw like a tiny bit of cheese and some grapes on there.
I
you're like,
should.
Yeah,
That's
that would
a
be
little
good.
paddle.
just casually working sex toys into your daily housewares. That's what I'm all about.
I totally just showed that on stream and nobody's gonna know what it is.
It's good. Yeah. Nicole, what have you gotten?
They think it's a cheese board.
I think like the best thing was probably just a painting. Like I feel like those are so
Was it of
like,
you?
cool. No, it was just
Oh.
like a painting that a viewer had made and they gave it to me at TwitchCon. So I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Oh wow,
Awesome.
that feels even more special because they packed it, they brought it with them, and like
Right.
paintings are not easy to
Adorable.
travel with.
I know. So yeah,
That's
it was really nice.
amazing.
What was it up?
Oh,
Oh, I think I have it. Oh wait.
I have a giant
I don't know
picture
where
of
I
my
put it.
cat that somebody drew as a prince.
oh,
What?
nice. Yes, with
It's
like.
so glamorous.
Oh, that's lovely.
It was basically just like a galaxy, like stars and the sky and stuff. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
I love that.
Also, it's really awkward, Nicole, because we have the same chair. I'm gonna have to ask you
Oh,
to not get up for the rest of the
yeah.
stream. I don't want anyone to know we have the same chair. It's kind of weird.
Oh my gosh. I can go get a different one. I have
No,
another
it's
one in my
fine. You're just stealing my brand of getting free stuff. It's fine.
Right? Exactly. I mean
Oh, pretty.
I replaced mine with antlers, so I'm not like the other girls. It's fine.
that's great. Yeah, I just took them off.
Oh, the chair came with cat ears. I understand.
No, bunny ears, actually.
Oh,
it even has a bunny
bunny.
tail on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, that's
But
not
like
actually do
every
that bunny
e-girl
tail.
has this chair because they just send them
I've
to
never seen
everybody.
these chairs.
I think
Yeah.
I know. I think that I think I remember getting an email and they were like, "We'd love to give you a chair," and I was like, "But I already have this papasan and like these numerous pillows and like fluffy loungings. I don't need more. I can't sit in a chair. I'm not like a person."
Yeah, like they haven't watched your stream clearly. You don't
No,
sit in
they were not
chairs.
closely watching. I can't
No.
do real chairs.
I feel that. I hate chairs. I only get in this chair for streaming. I don't use my computer for anything else. I just go back to bed.
I actually
Yeah.
have a standing desk. I'm standing. I just stand.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
What a health
That's good.
icon.
Yes.
We stand, quite literally.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. should stand. I should do more standing things. Nah, I'm also like just going through my Animal Crossing island with my viewers. They're like, you have a lot of spots on your island that you dub chill spots, but you just make your character lay down. And I'm like, yeah, I like laying down, and so does my character.
Yeah. Okay, low key, do you want to give me your friend code and you want to come to my island real quick?
Oh, definitely. Let's go.
Or also, is it easier if I just send you the dodo and then we can add each other from play together?
Yeah, do the dodo.
All right, as everyone says with a 5-star island, my island is still under construction. It will forever be under construction.
Oh yes, it's always. I just made a farm today. My money farm where I keep all my
Really?
turnips. Yeah, I need a place for my turnips. Oh my gosh, I was like, where am I gonna store all these? So I was like, I'll make like a little farm, I guess.
Because I have like a cranky, like grumpy wolf, and I kind of want to make him on like a farm and like give him like his own area.
Do you have Fang?
No, it's Lobo.
Cranky. Oh, I so love to meet everybody's. It's like so fun to meet everybody's villagers.
Here, I'll give you my dodo code.
I haven't been on my farm in so long. I'm pretty sure my villagers have probably moved away.
No, they won't. They're trapped.
No, they don't. They won't leave without you. They have to ask your permission first. It's the Hotel California. They can check out, but they never leave.
What am I doing right now?
I'm talking to chat because I don't want to interrupt you guys bonding.
Sorry. No.
I was like,
I dropped in like midway into the conversation, and I was like, okay.
Wait for a break in the flow of the conversation. No, we'll break for you.
Okay.
I break for queens.
All right.
Yes. Go get the ball.
Okay, so now that we're all here, I thought we could all introduce ourselves to the chat. And so we have a lot of new guests today. We've got Gooba and Nicole joining us for the first time. And I thought they could introduce yourselves, name your favorite video game, and favorite console growing up.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's see.
You want to start? You gotta choose
I can start first.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Caitlin. This is my stream, and I stream every single day. This is our girls' podcast that we have every Sunday now. And I guess for growing up, my favorite was Nintendo 64. And my favorite video game, I've had so many, but probably between Breath of the Wild now and Pokemon Snap. Probably really chill and fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I have so many though. Those are the top two. So.
Hi, Amouranth.
Hi. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, let Gooba go next. We'll go counterclockwise. Or is that clockwise now? I don't know. Whoever wants to go next after her. Gooba can go first.
This is really confusing. It's always confusing.
Hey, you go first, Nova.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nova. My favorite video game growing up was Zelda. I like playing Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I also like GameCube. That's my favorite console. Basically, all the GameCube games are the best. Are we doing like a bio too?
Just like a bit about you. Just introduce yourselves.
Okay. I'm 21. I started as a viewer in Amouranth's chat. I then upgraded to a sub and then became a mod. I'm just here to prove that if you sub to Amouranth, you can get on the podcast too one day, possibly.
Yeah.
It's possible, boys.
Yeah, that's right. Someday. Sub for free Twitch Prime.
Someday.
Gooba, you want to go next?
Yeah. So I'm Gubba.
Oh, it's Gubba. I like Gooba. Gubba's fine. See, I was wondering, I'm like, Gubba. I don't know though. Like,
Gubba?
Is it Gubba? Or okay.
So Gubba.
Okay.
But my favorite was N64 too. Love that console so much. It's like such a staple of my childhood. My favorite game would be Ocarina of Time or Super Mario World. But I've been streaming for 5 years. I kind of do like a variety show. I have like a librarian who stops in and stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
That's awesome. I have librarian. Would you have a library in your house?
So we go to like a library scene, and her name is Gub Librarian, and she stops in and she tells chat to pipe it down because you guys know chat gets kind of rowdy sometimes. So chat needs to like, they
need to shut the
like order
inside voices. I like it. Okay. Do you want to go next, Nicole?
Sure. Yeah. My name is Nicole, and what were the questions?
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Introduce yourself.
Console.
Good job. Favorite console growing up? Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm quite a bit younger, so I didn't like grow up playing Nintendo 64 or anything like that, but I played PlayStation 2 mostly and played Shrek 2. That's like my favorite game when I was younger.
On GameCube?
No, on PlayStation 2.
Oh, I have a Shrek game for GameCube.
Oh yeah.
There's a
So-
Shrek musical on Netflix if you guys
Oh
want to
no,
really
I
relive
think
it.
I've seen that. It's not.
I have not seen this. Should I avoid it?
Yeah.
No, you should
definitely
watch it. It's an experience.
Oh my god, Donkey though.
The
Everything about it.
Pinocchio is the
Yeah.
stuff of nightmares. I'm sorry, Nicole. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
Shrek
No, you're
knowledge. I
good.
couldn't help myself. You say Shrek, and I'm like, I have to spread the love, the Shrek
Yeah.
love.
Somebody once
It's
told
okay.
me, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 20 and I started streaming 2 years ago. And
The lizard just running in the background.
Oh, cute.
Did you guys see him go out there across?
just
That's
saw him.
adorable.
I didn't notice him
it's
before.
so sweet.
does he come with Paul?
I'm sorry, she. I'm sorry.
No.
We know that she's a girl. We know that she's a
Yes.
girl. Sorry.
It's okay. I did too.
What's
She
her
doesn't
name?
she doesn't respond. Her name's Rexy. She doesn't she's just kind of
There.
runs around.
She's present.
What if you like whistle at her? Does she do anything?
No, literally nothing. We've tried everything. She's like, get me out of here.
Oh God, she's too cute. Look at her little hands.
Is it a bearded dragon or what is
Oh,
it?
Yeah,
so
yeah, she's a bearded dragon. She's
It's
adorable.
adorable.
I love her. I'm obsessed. She's
Thank
perfect.
you.
Okay. My name is V. I am an invader. My favorite console growing up, I guess it would have had to be GameCube. And the game that I played the most, although I don't know if it's my favorite, the game that I played the most growing up as a kid was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on GameCube.
Oh,
And the
okay.
graphics were just like a
You
single
were one
pixel.
of those kids. Okay,
Oh,
I get it.
loved
Listen,
it.
I
Yeah,
have
right?
all the GameCube games, so I know what kind of kid you were.
The Harry Potter one was so
Okay,
good.
let me
I played
guess,
that a
did you have
lot.
Series of Unfortunate Events too.
No, that was the only one. That was the only one because then the other thing was my Game Boy Color. This Game Boy Color
Oh,
is older
okay.
than most of the people who watch us stream.
Is that
It's from-
That's true.
It is Pokemon Yellow. This is from 1998.
Yep.
And every year I play a new game.
That's older than me.
It's crazy.
Damn.
Like this Game Boy. This Game Boy's my piece of thick and thin. I love it. Yeah. It's my favorite. Yeah, I love all the Pokemon games. And I just started
Same.
playing for the very first time. I'd never played a Zelda game before. I started with Breath of the Wild and
You
like
love it?
oh my god, it's like I dream in it. I like fantasize about it.
Really?
I love it. Like the game is so beautiful. It has brought me to tears. And it's really fun actually doing the Divine Beast with chat watching. Mostly because it feels really satisfying for people being like, it took me 4 hours to do this. How are you knocking this out in an hour and a half? And I'm like, because you guys are telling me what I have to do to win.
Exactly.
Okay, wait,
Yeah,
who
it's
was
so
the
much
one that
easier.
said they grew up with Zelda as their favorite game?
Me.
Me.
Zelda.
How do you feel about her
Amouranth.
growing up or playing with Breath of the Wild as her first game?
The first one,
You can't
right?
go.
Like I'm
It's
jumping.
gonna be hard for her to go back now.
I'm like,
Yeah, but you're cutting out so bad for me.
oh no, am I
Just me.
else?
Yeah,
No,
a
I
little
can't. I
bit.
can barely hear you.
Yeah, it just
Like
goes in
this
and
now.
out.
Yeah.
What? Okay, let me
I
look.
still think we should use Discord for audio, but
If you want, we can use Discord call for an audio. That's fine.
Zoom has like scuffed audio.
Sure, we can do that. I can set up a call. We can just do voice on it.
Okay.
Oh, look, there it is. Wow, you guys are quick. You are on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how Zoom just completely took over everything?
Now, apparently, it is worth more
Oh yeah.
than the 7 largest
Doesn't doubt it.
airlines.
Wow.
Really? Oh yeah, makes sense with
Wow.
pandemic and
Hold on, I
quarantine.
can't hear anything.
No,
Sorry.
I know.
Okay.
But like Discord, like I had to stop using it for my own podcast because the quality is so bad because so many people are using Discord right now as well. But like that's why I started doing Zoom because they have better servers.
Yeah.
Video.
Is my mic still cutting out?
I can hear
Not
you
as
now.
much. I think for Discord it's just easier because you can set your mic input sensitivity easier than you can on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just like lower the bar, then we'll hear you. Like
Okay, is that better?
yeah,
I lowered it a lot.
yeah. That
Oh
sounds
yeah,
good.
that being said,
Okay.
Zoom is not good with your private information. I've heard, and they can hack you quite easily. So that's
I
really
heard that
fun.
too. I heard that
Discord
too.
is
No.
really good, but yeah, a lot of people like complain because they're like, oh, you know, I don't have anything to get leaked, but yeah, you do. You have your social security number, your
Yup.
passport, your school papers, your doctor papers, like all that. Stuff.
Everything.
Yeah,
Of your private emails
but it's okay.
between
I
you
don't
and
really
your
mind.
sexy pen pals.
You can leak my sexy pen pal emails. It's fine.
Sexy pen pal. Brought me the ball. You are bearded, but you are not a dragon.
True.
That is true.
You are a bearded doggo. So are you guys, so where you live, are things opening up now? Are you like going back to like the new normal? Are things happening for you? Or are things are like, and are you personally going to go out and do things, or are you going to like keep more social distancing?
It's not opening up for me in Washington, but I probably will. Once it starts opening, I'll go back out.
Some things
Okay,
have
we're
opened
good.
up here. I don't think everything is open all the way,
Yeah.
but a lot of retailers and service providers like hair salons have opened again. So
They're still closed for a couple days for us, if they will. Because I booked a massage and they canceled it today. Saying,
That sucks.
that's no fun.
I know this. Like I've been looking forward to this massage for 2 weeks. Okay, like I've been visualizing it and everything.
I kind of never really left before quarantine. That's kind of the thing. I never really like left my house that much.
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends who are like, this is not very different from how I usually lived my life. And I don't know if I've been preparing for this or if I should be concerned.
Yep.
Yeah, same. I think that's the case for a lot of streamers.
Yeah. Like for real. It wasn't any like new for me to just stay inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna start taking up hobbies and living my best life. And this quarantine is like, haha.
Yeah. Right?
True.
I'm excited for the dance parties that will definitely happen though, when things like become more normal and we can get close to one another again. And like people just being like, let's celebrate being together again, and like all the festivals that will happen. I think people are going to be a lot more.
Okay, well, I'm
enthusiastic.
thinking, I don't know if we're ever gonna go back to normal. I don't think we're ever gonna like start handshaking again or like getting that close.
Right.
And like,
Oh, really?
I feel like
I'm
masks
okay
are
with
gonna be
that.
a long-term thing in the future.
I'm okay with
Like,
not
yeah,
handshaking.
That's a very real possibility, and it's like a very real probability right now because I mean, it's not like Corona is the only one that's going to happen. There'll be another one eventually, right? And that one might be even more difficult
Not
to
as
detect.
bad for sure, but like I think the second wave is gonna be a lot harder. And
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
One thing I read is that by staying inside, it's actually hurting our immune systems by not being out and around people. What do you guys think of that?
well, you don't have to be like inside. You can go out for walks and stuff too. I think a lot of people are taking it too literally. As long as you're like not hanging out with people, like I'm still going longboarding and stuff to try to get exercise and fresh air.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I've been doing it wrong since I started streaming. So, because I don't go around people anyways.
Same. Cool streams. That's sunshine. That's exercise.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I think that I mean, even for your mental health, you have to interact with people. And like we interact with people on stream, but it's kind of parasocial. But for me, like I find it really difficult not to like strike up conversations with people in my neighborhood, especially if they're walking their dog as well. And so now I've just gotten really used to like we stand 6 feet apart from each other. We talk a little bit louder because we're wearing face masks. But like I don't know, I feel closer with all the other people who are walking dogs in my neighborhood. And then just like regular old people in my neighborhood who I think are very lonely and attention starved are just so happy to see her walking around with me. And so yeah, I definitely think that like we might keep that distance. But I think for our mental health, we have to start interacting with real people again. I need to talk to people.
No, I completely agree. I'm in the same boat. Like I
My life.
lost my mind a few times during
We're talking right now. With the
Me
real
and my
people.
I get
my
what you
people.
mean, though. Like you need that physical contact. Like touch starvation is a real thing. Like if you don't have hugs or physical contact, like you will actually lose your mind. Because humans are a very like dependent species. We need each other for survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
My life
think so?
hasn't
You
changed
guys don't
too
think you
much.
could survive alone?
I mean, like I do survive alone.
Do you
I guess.
think not touching
I have a
makes
weighted blanket that
people
simulates the
become
sensation of
incels?
comfort.
I have a weighted blanket too.
I will say, out of this quarantine that's been 2 months, I feel like I'm losing social skills, and when I do see people,
So true.
I feel like I'm a robot. Like I'm kind of like bugging out a little bit, and I don't know how to like interact with people anymore. And that's only 2 months. Like imagine if we had to do this for like years. Like
Well,
the
that
amount
was
of
the.
damage
Oh,
it would
here.
be.
I'll share it in our group chat. My brother sent me this amazing video, which I think everybody needs to watch. It's by what is it? CPD Gray? CPD Gray.
I love CBD.
Yes. Okay, good. I didn't say the whole name completely wrong. And it talks about how this won't be the first, like this isn't the first time that humanity has had to do something like this. It won't be the last time. And talking about visualizing your isolation space like a spaceship. and that like we're in our own little spaceships circling the Earth, isolated from everybody, and we have to return to Earth better than we left it. So we're supposed to be using this time for like, I don't know, bettering ourselves. I'm bettering my Animal Crossing island.
I like that where it says returning to Earth, like and bettering it, like coming back better than we were before. Because I do think that this time out has made us more aware of ourselves, and then like how there's like less smog now, and then over in Italy there's like dolphins back in the
Mm-hmm.
I like the analogy of being in a spaceship though. That's kind of cool.
The video's here. I'll link it to us in the chat. The videos are very interesting.
Okay. I was wondering, like, do you guys believe in aliens? All the spaceship videos going around?
I totally believe in aliens. But I totally believe, because there's so many, like the galaxy is so huge, or just the galaxy, but then the universe is so massive, and there's other planets that are habitable, that orbit stars and everything. Like there has to be something else out there. But then the Pentagon, where they released that picture of the UFOs, I'm like, are they distracting us from something else? Like, why would they release it now? You know,
right now of all times, right? It's kind of like a few years later, and then also during the pandemic. I'm like, are they
like, what else is going on?
There is way too vast of a universe to say for sure there's no life out there. Considering aliens could technically just be microorganisms on another planet. But I don't think that they'd be able to pass the frontier of being able to get to space travel, let alone to be able to travel light years, like, fast enough in a lifetime to come see us. Like, I really think it's unlikely aliens would come visit us. And why would they want to? We're so uncivilized compared to them if they were able to not time travel, but travel through.
I thought that too. Like, why would they want to come here?
Oh, guys, there's so many reasons why aliens would want to come here. There's this amazing book series. It won so many prizes for science fiction writing. And these aliens want to come to Earth because the way that we think is amazing. This alien species, the way they describe it in the book, is that whatever they think is what they say. And there's no such thing as deceit or lying. And so humans to them are this like incredibly sophisticated creature because we can think something and say something different. So like aliens could want us for any number of reasons. I think the
probing
exist.
Mostly.
Someone wants me.
Mostly the anal probing.
Yes.
Who would want to do that to all of humanity? But I agree. I don't think that they would come to us right now. Yeah. And wow, the chances of us getting so lucky that we caught them on camera, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I believe in aliens though. I don't know if they're
I believe
not get caught on camera if they were like truly doing something secretive. Like if they're able to get over here.
Yeah, if they have that advanced technology. And the universe is like 13 billion plus years old. And I'm like, billion, that's such a huge number. Like they could have had so much time to develop technology to travel light years. They could go through like wormholes. We don't know much. Like I feel like there's just so little we know about the universe. Like there's probably another species out there that like has it down, can travel through dimensions and everything. I love thinking about it.
I kind of feel like aliens.
I've talked about this extensively, but basically time is so long, right? Okay, like this is the entire span of the universe. Humanity probably only exists for like, let's say this amount, right? Let's say another species that's intelligent enough to, from the beginning of the universe, intelligent enough to travel to Earth. Let's say they could have been like over here. We're already extinct, long extinct. Who's to say that we would have lapped over in a period for us to have even met? So
yeah,
it's true.
I kind of feel like they are probably existing like at the same time as us, and we are just like, we both don't know that each other like fully exist. That's what I kind of
makes me sad.
think.
Yeah, I know aliens exist and have existed and will exist, but it doesn't mean we're gonna come across them.
Yeah. Okay, one second. I'm gonna go put
they could already have become like assimilated into our culture too, and just be hiding in disguise as people. You don't know.
It's me.
Like the Area 51
hidden in plain sight.
Every streamer, this is why we don't sleep. We don't need it.
We can operate without it. I love thinking about if aliens, like what they would think about if they met us, if they saw us, and how different they would be from us. Like number one, do they see things? Or do they perceive things not using light reflecting into like ocular vessels? Like maybe they literally just straight up just touch everything. And they're like, if you can't touch it, it's not real. And the aliens are just going to come and jam their fingers in our mouths.
Or maybe they can just like sense it or something.
What if they're super similar to us? What if they are like us? You know, because
Wait, that might be worse.
With how huge the universe is, like I feel like the chance of another Earth-like planet in like similar situations, probably like with just how massive it is and how old it is. So
Yeah, I agree.
probably could be
Universe
very
is, like,
similar.
dead space though, and a lot of it is like uninhabitable planet. So there's no likeliness that because it's so big that we would come across each other.
Yeah.
Except that I feel like I just heard about a parasite that they found living inside of a fish or inside of like an amphibian. And this parasite doesn't use oxygen. Like it doesn't need oxygen. It doesn't need to absorb oxygen to live. And they're like, okay, well, that sort of shatters our belief for what a living organism needs to be on this planet. Maybe aliens could exist on other planets that don't require oxygen or carbon like we do. They could be silicone based.
Yeah, something else completely different that we don't use for life. Or
Well, I think, like,
they don't need.
on our
Yeah.
planet, life has found a way to thrive in every part of the earth, even if it's uninhabitable. Like to our imagination.
Bottom of the ocean.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah,
like,
those
no
thermal
life
vents.
at the bottom of the ocean.
Old, like,
Dinosaurs.
literally fish can breathe
Yeah.
like water, basically. Like
heard.
that's insane. There's so many different ways, and we don't know most of it either. Kind of
Yeah.
Or materials
Yeah.
we don't know about.
I feel like even the bottom of the ocean, like the creatures you find down there are alien-like, right? We're constantly looking
Yeah.
outside, but then bottom of the ocean, there's all these weird like
Like
creatures with
anglerfish.
huge teeth and
A lot of
Scary.
it is unexplored as well. I think
Yeah.
it's like less than 10% of the
Yup.
bottom of the ocean is explored. So it's basically like a whole other. Although like those fish, when I think about aliens, I'm like they'll be like creepy fish aliens with the big jaws and the lights,
Yeah.
the anglerfish.
Yep,
Oh,
Mhm.
that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe they
those
lived on a
aliens.
planet where there's no sunshine, so they had to like absorb light in a different way. Like, so they could. I mean, that's why anglerfish are so, how they are.
Yep.
they got that bioluminescence going for them.
That'd be cool. Bioluminescent aliens.
Oh my gosh. They just
We'd
glow.
be so lucky. Although I wonder if we met aliens, would it propel humanity towards being like, we are human and humanity is precious and now we all have equal value and worth and the aliens are the other? Or if we met aliens, do you think that humans would be like, we're the aliens' best friends and the other humans suck?
What?
Ooh, other
I feel like humanity would be like aggressive to another form coming into the planet, like
we're pretty aggressive,
initially,
yeah.
right? I feel like
Yeah, I don't. I don't
governments
think
or whatever
people
would
freak
take the
out and want to
alien.
like murder all the aliens.
yeah, and I
Right.
think that'd be so sad.
There'd be
So-
like three types of people: one who want to oppress
Yep.
and study them, one who want to eliminate them, and the other who wants
Yep.
to be their friend. So
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
okay.
Oh, which camp do you guys? Which camp would you guys be in?
I'd want to be
their
their
friend.
friend.
Why would you?
I,
be
for
alien and
one,
want to be friends
welcome
with
my
you?
alien
It's like,
overlords.
they would
I'd
look
like
at us
want
as
to get to
stupid.
know them. Where they came from, how they got here, what kind of technology they have. Like, I feel like you probably wouldn't get the chance.
I'm just looking to get probed. That's it. I feel like that could really do it for me. Something I
Probably.
Probed by
haven't
the
tried
best.
yet.
Probed by the best.
Professional.
Nah, they do it because they love it.
Oh my goodness. What
It's not
kind
interesting though that like
probe?
the government released these UFO videos, but once everybody got cell phones and we had cameras on us all the time, amateur UFO videos tanked and became absolute
Yep.
zero.
Yep.
But now the
That's
government is
true.
like, here's our videos of UFOs. Yeah, what are they trying to distract us from?
That's
Not
what
me,
I'm
I'm Canadian,
thinking.
you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Pay
not
attention,
sure.
guys.
And
Just
I mean,
so you
even
know,
if
grow
we
that
did
beard
know
to
about
distract us.
aliens, like why would they feel the need to tell us? Like if
Right?
they actually knew that there were aliens, like why would they care to
Yeah.
necessarily tell us? Like what do they benefit from that?
Do you think
Yeah.
the government would? Like, let's say there was definitely proof there was aliens, like 100%. Do you think the government would tell us?
No.
Because
Mm-mm.
our society
don't
would
know.
No. No, I think it would make us panic.
Yeah, I don't think they'd
people
tell
would
us.
just
Yeah.
lose it. Also, I feel like if Donald Trump knew that there were aliens, he would have like accidentally said it by now.
think.
Maybe.
I feel like he might have accidentally like let
Unless
it slip.
he's an alien. You don't know.
Oh,
He's
ooh,
not smart enough to be an
oh.
Who said all aliens are smart?
yeah.
I don't know.
That's so true. That's so true. What if they sent him? What if aliens sent him to us? And they're
God,
like, let's
that
see how
would
far
be-
you can
There's
get.
a theory about that.
That's
Maybe
actually.
he's been
not,
probed.
There is. a theory of like
to be
the government people coming from the moon and they're actually aliens. There's a whole theory on that.
But what shape is the moon? And what is it material of? Perhaps
Probably a
cheese?
sphere.
Perhaps cheese even. Oh, I do like the aliens. I like the people who are like, no, there are no aliens, and they feel very definite about it, and they feel very strongly about it. Because I'm like,
how do you feel alone in this universe?
yeah, I'm like, where do you? I was like, do you take that to the bank and cash it?
Yeah.
Like, what does that knowledge give you?
I think it's the thought of like, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. Like, there's no definite proof, but I like to believe that there's something more. Like, the universe is so massive and glorious. Like, how could there not be something?
Like anything is literally possible. No one knows for sure. Like,
I agree. I think it's just way too big. Like, that doesn't make sense that, like, out of, like, an infinite universe.
I mean, it takes like 8 years to get to Pluto, and that's just our solar system. And then to like travel outside of our galaxy, we'll never even be able to do that.
Why do you think humans exist then?
It might just be an accident.
Well, I view us as the sensory organs of the universe. Like, we're here to experience it. We feel the universe.
Maybe Earth is an alien ant farm we were put on here by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
it's
just
probably
test subjects.
Technically,
See
there's
how
no
it
wrong
goes.
answers, so.
I don't
Right.
know.
Something I
got
like to think
freaked out
about.
the other. Oh,
I'm
Oh,
way too
sorry.
sober for this.
go
I was
ahead.
thinking,
Go
like, what's before the Big Bang? You know how, like, the universe was formed at the Big Bang? Like, what the frick was before it? And how did the Big Bang? Yeah, but, like,
universe
how?
collapsing in itself and then recreating.
And then, yeah, I don't know. We can't see past
But
it.
the Big Bang is still a theory. We don't even know if that's
Yeah.
completely real either. The
No,
universe
Varu,
could
can you
have
turn your
always
mic up a bit? You're quieter than the rest, I think.
Me?
Yeah.
Can you
my-
turn me up? Because I think I'm on Mac.
I don't think I can. Let me see. Not on.
If you right-click on Discord, it should.
Let me see.
my best friend came over. We're roommates, but we live in the same house, but in different apartments. But he came over to my apartment the other night, and we got really, really stoned, and we were playing Animal Crossing, and he was like, "You have to understand that from our Animal Crossing character's perspective, everything they do is so instinctual they might not even know that there's somebody controlling them. And why do you think that we're any different?" And I was like, "Get out of my house."
It's the simulation theory.
This is too much. Oh my god. And I was like, we're just Animal Crossing, and there's like a higher species that's like telling us to, I don't know,
Try again, Nova. I can
Breed.
your volume up.
How's this?
plant flowers
Yeah,
and trees.
I think it's better.
Gather animal
Yeah, it
friends.
sounds good to me.
Sing for us, Nova.
La 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 la.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Thank
it. That's there.
Okay. But yeah, it could just all be a simulation. Isn't that Elon Musk's theory that we're all that our life is
That
just a
his theory?
simulation?
Mm-hmm.
And
If
So
we're
who
all
would
just a
create the
simulation, what
simulation?
cheat codes did he get?
All right. We don't know.
Can I get
We,
those
like,
cheat codes? I want infinite money.
right?
Yeah, seriously.
Who made it? Who made the simulation?
Yeah, who made the simulation?
It might have
Matrix
been
is
us.
robots.
What if it's just like a
aliens.
completely random generated thing? Like it's all just random. Like the
the
simulation
universe just created it on
randomly
its own?
generates itself. What if it's like sentient? You know?
Start praying to the RNG.
I kind of think that like us in the future, like super far in the future, we're able to control other people in a simulation, and we're kind of in that cycle. Like we're currently being controlled by people in the simulation that were previously in the simulation that like we are in now, and then in the future we'll be able to do that as well. Like I don't know.
But
So like
where
we
are those
progress
people
to
then?
simulate other like another future generation.
Yeah,
Or, like,
exactly.
What happens then when you become?
what happens when you die? With the simulation.
Recycle.
You just you know you get a new player.
Oh, okay.
It's like your villager moves out, a new one moves in.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So too much
Yeah,
much
what
to
if-
think about.
Yeah, I'm
What if
too
we did as
sober
humans
for the
evolve and then-
conversation.
Right.
Yeah, like what if we evolved as humans really, really far, and then we got so far into technology that we became miserable, and we were happier in the before times, and so we just created a simulation of the before times. Are these the best of times? It feels like the worst of times, but what's perspective, right? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I do have one interesting point though, because I've had deep conversations like this on stream before. A lot of people get really defensive in chat when you start talking about like universe and like what you think in aliens. Like a lot of people just end up resorting to calling you stupid just because they don't want to believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
I think it's good to be open to discuss.
everything.
I don't shit on religion or anything else because we don't know. There is no proof of anything.
We don't know while we're still alive. We have to die to find out.
Literally be a giant meatball in the sky that controls us. We don't know.
All praise the sky meatball.
Do you guys think like technology will advance so far that you won't be able to tell the difference between reality and like online? Like VR will.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get mixed up.
It could.
I can't imagine
I think
how
people
it
are
won't
already
happen.
doing that.
Like, think about how far technology has come from. Like, do you remember playing GoldenEye and the graphics of GoldenEye?
Yeah.
And where we are now, and like GoldenEye was in our lifetime, and like it's come so far. Graphics have come so far. Even looking at video games from 6 or 7 years ago compared to now. So I think that eventually, we'll be able to get like a fully immersive, like haptic feedback suit.
I feel like that's
you've seen like those commercials where they like with Audrey Hepburn where they like brought her back for that commercial, like, and it looks super realistic. And like the imaging with Leia that they did to make young Leia in the last Star Wars trilogy.
There's 2 Instagram influencers and they're on TikTok. So if you guys are on TikTok, you might have seen them, but they're CGI and they look so realistic and they sing and they go out and do photo shoots.
What are these? I wasn't aware of them.
Yeah, I'll have to find them. They're on TikTok and they pop up on my For You page, but everyone's like, are they real? They're not real, but they look so real, but they have like millions of followers, but they're just CGI.
There's a movie
money off of them.
So you're saying what I could do is have a CGI version of myself made, no longer be on stream anymore, and pay people to come with a voice changer and control my character with motion capture?
You could. There's probably
my god. It can still be me without actually being me. I can just pay people minimum wage to come and stream for me.
Oh, no, that's a sub perk.
But
that's a sub perk. Take over the simulator up for a day.
So I can go out and get even more work done.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Taking days off without taking days off.
But okay, this is literally a Black Mirror episode because in one of the episodes they created a miniature version of her consciousness to go into like this cooking thing that basically designed everything in her kitchen. So when she would say make me a sandwich, it would make me a sandwich depending on how your brain likes it because she knows you best. But the thing is, you're conscious in there. It's a part of you. It's a segment of your consciousness. You're suffering in there, but it's not you. But like that's the problem. It's unethical to make like a clone of yourself to stream with. Or like some sentient version.
No. This isn't a sentient version. It's to be like just like the graphic, like a computer generated model, and then people wear the what are they, the motion capture suits, and they do the movements. It's like animated. Okay. Yeah.
But what about like your voice and stuff? And
it'd be you'd have to have a voice changer.
Nobody would watch.
Yeah, I get voice changer programs.
Yeah. That'd be so cool.
I feel like most people watch me without me talking anyways. They would just dance for me. And go swim in the pool.
Yeah.
I love, isn't there also a Twitch streamer that's completely artificial? What's her name? Melody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is she still on? I don't know if she got banned or not. Or did she come back?
The funny thing is, okay, so I used to be a cam girl, so I've like seen it happen in the past before. Like there used to be, like 3 years ago, somebody tried to do something similar where basically it was like an anime thing. But it was basically done on Paint and it was really scuffed. And she was getting like 30,000 viewers every day. And everyone was so mad that this hentai person is taking over their like platform, right? And of course, like it died out after a couple months because people end up liking to see real humans, right? Mm-hmm. They don't want to see someone that can change their boob size and snap their fingers. And then Melody comes up and I can guarantee it's going to be the same thing. Though hers is very well done. It's very realistic. At the end of the day, I think real human beings and real personalities will always do a lot better than like, you know, an artificial anything.
Right. So it kind of boils down to the human interaction at the end of the day.
Yeah, human interaction. No matter how good a hentai model will be, like at the end of the day, it's not a real person.
Yeah.
And the people that do like the hentai model aren't going to stop watching normal cam girls because the people that like real humans are always going to go for real humans. Obviously, there's going to be the people that always go to hentai, but
I'm one of those.
Well,
I just feel better about it. Well, maybe the cam girls is different, but like for porn, I think hentai feels better to watch because I don't have to feel bad for the girl. And like, is she getting paid enough for this? Is she enjoying this? How many has she taken this week? Like with hentai, I don't have to worry about her comfort level.
That's true.
You know, those voice actors are just having a great time, just like sitting in their big ass fucking studio.
Oh my gosh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, I would voice hentai. It'd be fun.
I would love to get into that. Yeah. I thought that I'd be really good at doing the princess voices for porn parodies of Disney princess stuff. But then I was like, Disney's gonna fuck me up. They're gonna come for my
that's
life if I do
dangerous.
that. Disney doesn't
We will
want
find
that.
you, shut you down.
Yeah, Disney will sue you for sure.
Absolutely.
I've been fucked by the mouse
People have done
before.
it.
I know it's bad.
What? Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Disney's scary to work for because they will do whatever it takes to protect Disney. And like, if you work for them, you're not Disney. You just work for them.
Did you work for Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the company that I worked for was an official Disney company. Yeah. So like, it was always good. I was fine. But like, a girl went into a party. She pressed play on her music player and she had it synced to her phone and it played the wrong music. It just like played the wrong music. It wasn't like inappropriate. There weren't swear words. It was just the wrong music. She got fired.
Wow.
Like they just fired her outright because she made a mistake. And I was like, scary company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
that is
is
scary.
It's spooky.
You'd be like walking on needles all the time.
You have to be really, really careful. I mean, there was
I feel like Disney's scary
there was a
in
Cinderella
general.
who got fired from the park for giving a high five.
Yeah, they
I heard about that.
like to stay in character and they want people to really keep that illusion because the thing is if somebody goes to Disney that day and they have this illusion that they're going to meet their favorite princess and the princess breaks character, the child's childhood is ruined. Like I feel like they really care about that, which is really respectful that they do keep that illusion. But I see how as an employee it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. Yeah.
I've
I
never
was
been
like,
to Disneyland.
Disneyland is so much fun.
Yeah, I've never
I
been
wanna
to Disney
go
World
so bad.
either.
You need to go.
Yeah, you
To
gotta
be
just
honest, I
experience.
was really underwhelmed by Disney. At least the one in California.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I my dreams and I go there and like the rides are 90-minute waits and you can barely ride them and then they're only like a couple minutes long.
Well, you know what
You gotta
need
get
to
the
do.
fast passes.
Well, no, not even fast pass. What we girls need to do,
like,
we need to get a trip together, and we need to get the VIP tickets because you get chauffeured around by employees. It's like a certain amount of hundreds an hour or something, but if you split it, it's not as bad. And they take you underneath the parkways too, so you're underground and you're cutting all the lines, and you have a private tour, so you can ride all the rides you want to ride within like a couple of hours.
Dude,
that'd be a
wow.
really fun like
tunnels.
day trip.
It's so cool. There's so much magic behind the scenes in Disney. It's absolutely
Yeah.
wild. And the like hundreds of thousands of like hidden Mickeys all over the park that they put in.
yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a whole thing of like Disney curating a story as soon as you walk into the park. You like go behind, then you go down Main Street, then you can go into the different worlds of like Tomorrowland and then the jungle. So it's like you're in a movie sort of, and they make it so you can't see outside the park to keep you in like the Disney realm. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, somebody was just telling me about that the eye lines were so good that
Yeah.
when you're in the Star Wars area, you can't see anything other than Star Wars no matter
That's how
where
it
you go.
was.
Was
I
it
went
you?
there.
car.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
But it's a little
Yeah, I think
details
it was
that I
telling
do
me this.
respect. Like I really do respect Disney for keeping that magic. Because there's no
Yeah.
other place in the world like that puts that much attention to detail.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a big
And
scary company, but like there's magic
It is
in
big
there.
and scary. Yeah. You have to be like an actor to actually work there and like know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We do it again.
We should do it again. We should go
Maybe.
after the quarantine. We could definitely go. That'd be really fun. So, do you guys think though that TwitchCon is gonna be canceled this year? Because that's when I went last year to Disneyland. It was
I
near
think it's gonna be
TwitchCon.
canceled.
or
I think
BlizzCon.
it might be too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I
it's
think
just
so
with the
too.
way that California is so strict with, the like wearing masks in LA is mandatory now. There's no way that they would allow thousands of people to gather in literally just like
Yep.
3-4 months. Yeah, there's no way.
Like I'm not booking anything. I know TwitchCon's probably not gonna happen.
I
and
don't
it's
think
Yeah,
so.
so sad.
want it.
If it did happen, would you still go?
How Twitch compensates for it. Twitch is a very creative company. They've like done a lot of really creative things in lieu of like, I don't know, because it's also remote. I'm excited to see like if they're able to come up with anything like any like special events or any special ways of streaming to sort of
that
give
would-
us the feeling of Twitch conning.
Like an
And, like,
online
yeah.
TwitchCon, online
I don't
panels.
think there's anything that replicates it, to be honest.
Yeah.
No,
Well, if
nothing
they could
better
push it
than
back like just a couple of months, and I guess it'd be winter, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But if we can have it in like next spring, I think that would be the But then it's like you couldn't even have a TwitchCon that year as well. So I guess their only really option is to cancel it.
Mhm.
But I'm so sad because it's like I'm most likely going to be partnered by the next TwitchCon, and then I'm turning 21 in 2 months, and it was like, I'm going to go to all the parties, I'm going to have a great time, I'll be 21, I'll be partnered, like, it's going to be a great time, and now all my dreams are crushed.
I had my 21st birthday, and I had to get surgery right after, and I was like, well, it's fine, whenever I heal from surgery, I'll go clubbing. 2 months later, quarantine. So
oh my god.
I have, like, half my 21-year-old life is literally gone.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for everyone who's like coming up into that stage of their life right now where you're like, I can finally go to bars, and everyone's like,
they're all closed. And like
bars
and have fun. It's
Yeah,
been rough.
exactly. I am kind of hoping that Vegas will up and up in 2 months. I'm not 100% sure, but I still have like my flights booked and everything. I'm going on my 21st birthday. Just like fingers crossed, doubt it will happen. Not, keeping my hopes up, but like
Hopefully.
That's all we can do.
Maybe.
Just hope.
Yeah.
But they keep
the
saying
first
they're going to
TwitchCon
lift
that we
the
have after this.
quarantine, and it is. It's being lifted. But do you think
Right.
people are going to immediately snap back to living their lives? Because I think a lot of people are going to be very cautious for the next
Yeah. Flying, I wonder if thing is like you're going to have to be required to wear a mask on flights and hand sanitizer,
Forever.
all that sort of thing.
Like, I think it's going to be the new norm. But
yeah.
I, for one, love wearing the mask when I go out.
really,
I've never felt less pressure to look a certain way.
True.
But I'm like, let's just go out. Like, I don't care. I can just put a hat on and a pair of sunglasses and a mask. And I'm like, I'm a brand new person.
I'm be
Oh
honest,
yeah,
I
it's
got
great
an
for
actual
disguise.
good
That's
fit,
true.
And I had to feel like happier wearing it, because when I was
Yeah.
wearing like the shitty quality ones, like I felt kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Now it's like I have like a hot pink mask, so I can like dress up and be like, I'm a bad bitch,
Yeah.
There you go.
I had a viewer who sewed me a mask, and it's super cute. It has flowers on it and everything.
So nice.
That's
Yeah,
so sweet.
It was really
I
sweet.
have a bunch of friends who are costume designers, but like obviously all of the costuming, like all the theater things that are happening in Toronto have all been shut down, and in Ontario and in Canada it's all shut down. So all of my costume design friends are making these beautiful, like elaborate face masks, and I'm like, yay! This is amazing how you can take, I don't know, you like lose your job, you lose your source of income, but you can still like open up your own online store because now there's an incredible demand for these masks.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah, that's true. It took us, I think, like 2 months to get them at my job, and I deliver pizza. So like, I was literally delivering to people who were like coughing everywhere, and I'm like, I don't have a mask. We can't find them anywhere. And then eventually we got some, and it's so hard to breathe. Like when you're,
oh yeah,
like it's 90-degree weather here, and I have it on all day long, and I'm just like, I can't breathe. I have to take it off, and it's like kind of, like gives you anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty rough, but I'm thankful to still be working, so that's nice. But,
Yeah, we're all very lucky with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Being
That's
able
why
to stream.
yeah.
Seeing like what stocks and companies boomed from this, like Amazon in particular. Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire now. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
And,
the first trillionaire.
Zoom, for instance, like boomed. Like its stocks are like in the billions now, millions, probably millions.
Oh,
very high
so
millions.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you think it'll go down a lot when the quarantine's done, or will people keep using Zoom? Will that become like the new?
I think it's the new thing.
Yeah,
I
probably
still
for
prefer Discord,
meetings and
but
working from home.
Yeah, working from home.
Yeah.
And so many people just working from home now. And I mean, I think that's going to be good for people's mental state. I feel like the driving factor in a lot of people's anxiety about work was commuting. I feel like they've done studies where they looked at a commute that's under 30 minutes means that you're overall happier at your job, no matter what the work is.
That's true.
So I'm glad that more people don't feel like they have to like get up and get somewhere. Also, road rage is just the road rage.
Terrible.
All day with the road rage.
Hopefully, all these new jobs all the jobs that are starting to do work from home now will actually keep that option going forward. Because I feel like a lot of people are going to find out how much they prefer it and not want to go back to the office on mandatory basis.
Yeah. So the thing is that I personally have found working at home as a streamer and somebody that's, been at home, not going to a physical job in 2 years, it's very hard some days to get up and be a functioning human. Like when you have a job, you have to wake up at 7, you have to brush your teeth, brush your hair, get ready, go to work, you eat breakfast. Like you have a routine. With streaming, you have to be consistent making your own schedule. You have to actually stick to it. You have to, on the days that you're not streaming, actually put on makeup and live like a person. And that's really hard some days to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are dealing with that right now that are at home.
There's so many distractions in your own house and things that you would much rather be doing than working. So it's kind of a problem. I think everyone's
Getting that
experiencing.
self-tolerance and what is that, motivation to do things.
Yeah. I keep my office space is my workspace, and when I'm in here I'm working, and if I'm out there maybe not so much.
I try to do this. I'm not at this desk unless I'm working.
Yep.
Yeah.
My bedroom is my leisure place.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to
Exactly.
do that with my bed. That I was spending a lot of time just playing video games in bed, playing Animal Crossing in bed.
Being
I
on
usually
social
read in
media.
bed. Yeah, I usually read in bed, but I can't read in bed anymore because you're just doing everything in bed when you're not. Every minute that you're live now, you're just in bed.
The biggest advice I've ever gotten is from my mom and my doctor saying, if bed is only for sleep and sex, you're not supposed to be in otherwise. It's so bad for your mental health. Because if you go to bed, your body will immediately switch to sleep when you're not in it all the time. Which is how it should
that's
be.
true.
If you go to bed to sleep, you're going to be up all night on your phone because you're used to that, I got a separate chair, that's really comfortable that I sit on when I watch Netflix and play Animal Crossing and stuff. That's where I spend the majority of my time. And I'm not in bed, which is the best part.
So using your bed only
bed?
for sleeping?
And
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Do not use your bed for anything else. It's not good.
Can I use other furniture for sex as well, though, or should I just?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what about it?
I got a lot of flat surfaces I want to take advantage of.
The flat surfaces are the best. They're with a slight bit of padding, like a bench.
Something about staircase. Something about a well-carpeted staircase.
This is all implying you guys have people to have sex with. All right.
Nah, I just got a real vivid imagination.
No,
right
all I
now.
need is I don't need the other person. I
quarantine.
just need the bench, Nova. I just need the bench. The other person's not required. I can do it myself.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, do you guys feel like you're married to any of your Animal Crossing villagers? Do you have
Loco. Loco and I have a serious relationship, but it's kind of weird because the sexy Whitney moved in. She's another girl. She has blue toe beans. I can't compete, but
oh fuck, that's good toe beans.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, chat. Who was that speeding by?
That was yeah,
vroom.
My window.
I always joke that it's somebody in my chat because I always have cars zooming by because it's Texas,
That's
right?
great.
Nobody goes the speed limit, and I'm always like, who was it?
Who was
it?
Sometimes it feels like they're going back and forth, and I'm like, they know they're fucking with my ASMR streams.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I hated that. At my older house, I used to get always 2 a.m. never fails. I'm like, can you not?
Why?
2 I got human zoomies at 2 a.m. There's a cat driving that car.
For real.
See, I do it, but I do it in a Prius, so nobody hears me. It goes. But I feel like I'm going fast. That's all that matters.
I live in downtown Toronto, so there's just ambulances and fire trucks and police officers all the time. And people are like, I watch your stream, and there's 6 or 7 that go by in an hour. They're like, do you live in a rough neighborhood? And it's like, I live in a blanket fort. Don't worry about outside of there. Don't concern yourself with the real world.
What does the rest of your room look like? Is it also cute, or does it cut off like a set?
It's super messy.
It's just
That's why she stays in the fort.
No, when my friends come over, the main thing that I've heard from people when they come over to my house is that it looks like a movie set. Every room looks like a movie set. I love aesthetic. I love designing. I love interior design. So not every part of my house is this jam-packed full of stuff, but every single inch of my house is decorated to the most intense degree.
Where do you get your inspiration for decorating?
Pinterest. Oh,
Pinterest. Okay.
So much good stuff on Pinterest. And also, I get a lot of my furniture out of the garbage. People will just throw up really good furniture that needs a good paint job and a little bit of sanding and new hardware. I reupholstered that chair. I put new handles on that dresser, and now I have all this great fancy looking furniture, which I was like, this was trash.
That's dope.
Do you go down alleys or how do you find it?
That's what Toronto is. Every weekend. On the weekends, people will just put out all of their furniture and all the stuff that they don't want. Toronto's amazing for just getting shit that people don't want. It's so good. Yeah.
It sounds really random, but in Europe, a lot of cam girls, it's an easy way to make money, especially in Europe. So what they do is they make cam studios because people can't afford to buy all the equipment themselves. So you'll go to a hotel type place, and it's like that. It's a set. So it's the camera's pointing at this really aesthetic area, a bed, a background, stuffed animals. And then you literally look when they turn the camera, and it's just concrete walls, concrete floors. There's nothing there. And you pay to rent it. You rent the room for a couple hours.
So they have rooms that you rent specifically for this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A hotel you rent, but they have the cam stuff. You just log in with your own stuff. They have that in a lot of like poor countries in Europe. It's very interesting. So whenever you see a cam girl that probably doesn't speak English, you might.
I wish they had those here because I used to go to hotels for shoots, and if they saw me with like bringing a ring light or a camera, we get stopped and they want you put it in the car. A lot of the fancier ones.
Wait,
really? Why?
Because they don't want you to film porn in their hotel room or whatever. That's what they assume it is, and it could just be a photo shoot. It's like I'm not even like it's just me in the room, and they're like no.
You gotta put it in like a
work
big
in a hotel, and when we people coming in, we would just like work. Like whatever you do in the room, it's your business. As long as you're not making it hard for housekeeping, we don't care.
Yeah,
like
it probably just depends on the staff or management.
Yeah, probably
depends on the hotel.
Yeah,
it's funny.
The only time I went into hotels was to change costumes when I was a Disney princess, and like those hotel staff, it's like Belle walks in and then Ariel walks out, and they're like, "What?"
Hold up, what? So they don't
I
have
relate
like
to that a lot. Yes.
Why do you have
no, so I went to Ontario. I didn't work in the Disney parks.
Yeah, it's like a princess party company.
So you were like private, okay?
Yeah. So like I got really good at changing in my car.
Yeah, I changed in my car too many times. You get really used to like shimmying out of a dress and then like tights, while at the same time trying not to flash the outside world who drives by looking naked. And so you're like underneath the door, you're like, Sometimes I would like get a petticoat and put it against my windows so no one could see.
Yeah. Since you brought up Disney, I do know that Disney people that work there, like in costume, aren't allowed to say, "Oh, I played Ariel." They have to say, "I'm friends with Ariel."
Yeah.
And it's really creepy to me, but like I get it, but
keep that immersion.
I gotta keep the immersion.
Yeah, because you can't have kids listening who are like, "What? You play Ariel? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
You are like, Ariel.
On your social media, you have to be like, "This is my friend,"
which
is so
I mean, you're not. It's like very much frowned upon that you shouldn't post pictures of yourself in costume on social media because again, that like shatters the immersion as well, right?
Yeah.
But it's such a cool job to have. Like, I wouldn't be able to hold myself back.
Oh, you take pictures, but you just be very careful about who you share them with.
Yeah.
True.
I love bad things at Disney. Haven't gotten caught, but
you got it. You can't help yourself. Honestly,
that train has some dark spots on it, and nobody sees you.
Yeah, I've always thought it'd be fun to work at Disney, but I wouldn't want to be a fur character because I get overheated so easily.
Not in that sunshine. No,
it would be difficult. Because that's like part of like your initial training for a lot of cast members is fur training. And you get to do like the grunt work basically before you graduate to face characters unless they need someone immediately. But yeah, that would not be fun. No, thank you.
And the hot heat
too.
Also, when people can't see your face, it's very easy to dehumanize you.
That's true.
Like, I feel like character people get treated a little bit less like humans. I even like when I walk
Twitch
up to mascots,
does it and our faces show. I can't imagine not having a face.
I feel like I'm throwing in the most random things, but I used to go in character because I used to do the 501st Legion Star Wars troops for charity, where you have to be approved by the 501st Legion. My mom's a stormtrooper. My stepdad is Darth Vader. Like, they have $1,000 costumes. Like, and anyway, so my mom, I would work as like staff and make sure nobody was fucking with her costume, but little kids would come up and just people would kick her stormtrooper costume or like start peeling the things off.
Jeez.
And like my job, you always have to have someone walking around because when you're in the stormtrooper costume, you can't see what's around you. So you have to have someone there to help you like fix your costume when little kids like fucking kick you. Yeah.
Wow.
And they will.
Because they're like relating you to the character on the movie, and they're like, "Oh, you're
bad. Bad stormtrooper." Yeah.
No, I'm a real human in here.
And I imagine that's the same for like the Disney for costumes too. Like, people have no respect because they don't know you're a real person. They probably just think you're actually like a character.
It's really humanizing.
That's what I love though about the Star Wars land is the stormtroopers stay in character and they just start like fighting with each other in the street and they just through the crowd. And if you interact with them, they'll interact with you. I asked them to take me with them because they were on their way to Kylo Ren's ship, and they said, "Sorry, no." They just kept going, and I was so sad. It's like, no.
Next time. I love watching the little things on TikTok of like the role play that they do. It's so adorable.
It's like little kids and stuff. So cute.
Yeah.
It makes it so special, yeah. I like there was somebody who posted her boyfriend works as one of the raptors in the dinosaur area, and she has like a compilation of her boyfriend as a raptor just like waving to her like this.
Oh, that's cute.
I was watching that video and I was like, I think I would die. I think I would die if the boyfriend was a raptor and he just like waved at me with his one little hand. Just like turns into a raptor at you and he's like, it's so cute. I love that. Yeah, those parks are amazing. I feel a lot for the people who work there, because for everyone who goes, it's like, this is your one special day to have fun. And you go,
pay a lot.
And you pay so much and it's your one special day to have fun. But for everyone else, it's like, this is their Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, this is their everyday. Like, they have to show up, and it's hard. Work is hard. And so exactly, like when the stormtroopers stay in character, when they do like special things for the kids, it's like so lovely to see that they still feel like it's a magical place, even though they're working there. I love it.
I'm pretty sure to get into California Lands and Disney together, like the tickets, like I think $150 to $180. Like
American?
It's a lot. And you still, and you have to wait in line for 90 minutes. It's every year. I think it's up to 200 now. Like, it's actually unreal. And imagine, you're not just like, you're flying in, you're getting the Disney hotels that are hundreds of dollars. Like, maybe you're doing expensive. 20 hours from like the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Like, it is so expensive. So I understand why Disney would want to keep that immersion and make that experience like magical, especially for kids.
This is also why when I have children, if I ever have children, I'm not bringing my kids to Disney before they're 5 or 6 years old.
Right,
because they won't remember or care.
Yeah.
They can't walk around all day. They're probably very tired.
Grouchy, get grouchy.
I'm trying to think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Do love the kids though.
Same. So you were talking about masks earlier. Have you guys found that masks help you not get recognized in public, or did you get recognized before at all?
Nope, never been recognized.
Really?
I've been recognized once.
I feel like people recognize me, but then they look at me and they're like, is it her? She could just be any other blonde girl, and keep walking. Because I get stared at a lot.
Yeah, it probably depends if you live in a big city. Also, like, I feel like there's more people, and if you go out more. I feel like the point where I'm recognized in public, I'll be like, okay, I've made it.
I went to my favorite store in this like tiny little mall that I used to live near, and the girl who was checking me out behind the counter, like as she was doing the like purchase, she was like, excuse me, and I thought she was about to say like, your card was declined, or the clothes you picked are hideous. I just need to let you know. She was like, excuse me, are you Invader V? And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, like my boyfriend and I watch your stream, and now her and her boyfriend are my mods, and we're friends, and we hang out all the time.
That's so awesome.
And I was like, I can't believe that you like, I was like, it's such a small world that you actually work at my favorite store in this little mall that nobody knows about. And she was like, I hate working here because it's garbage. And I was like, I believe it. It's a mall.
I feel like I'd second guess if I saw somebody out. I'd be like, is that really them? I don't know. Because people look different in person, you know? So I'd be like, I'm too scared to go say hi.
Yeah.
Something did bother me a couple weeks ago. Somebody sent me a screenshot thinking I was getting my address leaked because he was going in like somebody's Discord, like a big streamer, and saying like, hey, guess what, guys? I live in Novruz's complex. I saw her walking up the stairs to an apartment. And I'm like, that's really fucking creepy. I don't live in an apartment, so it wasn't me. But if it was, like, that's
now he's just doxing some other random girl who might look like you.
He hypothetically would have passed by me. I even messaged him. I'm like, dude, that wasn't me. And he's like, sorry, I mixed you up with some random blonde girl. And I was like, okay,
that's
but
so
like,
pathetic.
It still makes me weirded out because, like, imagine going out and bragging about that.
Yeah.
And then not even saying hi to my face, like. But it wasn't
like no respect.
It's creepy though.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've gotten recognized a few times. It's always a hot topic though. Whenever I do, I think that's just the demographic of people who would like.
It's like at the store hot topic.
Yeah, it's like different ones too.
I thought it was like controversial or something.
Yeah, no, the store.
I guess.
Oh yeah, I pictured the store.
That's awesome.
Like 3 different hot topics, 3 different people.
You want a hot topic? What do you buy for hot topic?
Oh my god, they have so much cool anime.
Yeah, they have cool anime
really
stuff
fun
now.
stuff.
Disney stuff
They
too.
have Disney things. They have Adventure Time stuff. So much cool stuff.
That's true. Okay, they do actually have a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, they do.
That's not
like
like
a year
anymore.
Did they want pictures or autograph?
No, sometimes just selfies. Or
Yeah,
just
autograph.
like, not really autograph, no.
You just pulled out like a printed picture of your face and he's like, I've been saving this for this day.
This is this moment. I I've been waiting.
Yeah, no, they don't do that. I think what gives it away though partly is because I always have like a camera, either vlogging or streaming, and so she looks familiar and there's a camera, right?
I 100% get like recognized 50 times more when I'm streaming like IRL. Because like somebody, I don't know if they're stream sniping or what, but like everyone just seems...
Is that Nova? And they get on like it is.
I think they check. I think that's why they're more confident that I'm not just.
It's why I like tried to do a couple of park streams from like not even a park that I lived near in Toronto. And immediately people were like, that's this park. I know exactly where she is. And I was like, and that's a problem with Toronto. Toronto is so recognizable in every single neighborhood. The minute I go outside, people are going to be like, I know exactly where she is. And then I don't want somebody to, like, exactly what you said a moment ago, Nova. I don't want somebody to recognize me, not say anything, and then just casually follow me home. Yeah,
exactly. That's my problem.
Easy.
I have no problem with people, like, recognizing me or even, like, being neighbors with me. But if they're, like, not saying anything, it's like, what are your intentions, you know?
Right.
Yeah. You can never be too careful.
If somebody's just like, shit, Nova, I didn't know you live in my neighborhood, I'd be like, cool, right? But if they just like go on somebody's Discord and say it and don't interact with you, it's like,
okay, time to call the cops.
Yeah. But like I said, I didn't even meet the guy. He just thought he saw me, which is the scary part.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing though someone's ever done to get your attention? Like, do you have any? Like, if they've seen you at a convention or anything like that, have they done anything in person to try and get your attention?
Yep.
What do they do?
I've had people like follow. Okay, this is a long one. Actually, someone else go. I don't want to go into this.
Yeah, creepy stories work too. Awkward or creepy stories.
Stories.
We want to hear it. Please go into it.
Like, I think I told you.
Well, which
about the guy that followed me outside the convention and was like watching me stream the entire time while I was there.
Yeah,
like watching me and donating me in front of me and not talking to me.
Oh, wait, you donated?
Scared. And he started tweeting after the convention and being like, I should have fucked you when I had the chance and stuff. And then he followed me. He saw me at the next convention and he came up to me and I got security and they kicked him out at the convention.
Jeez,
I went out to my Uber
Did
and he was
say
standing
anything?
there. And he was like talking to me while I was getting my Uber and I was really uncomfortable because I was like, fuck, what is this guy gonna do? Does he have a gun? Like,
what was he saying to you? Just like,
he's just like, hi, it's nice to see you again. And I'm like,
would you just be like, F off, you know?
I did. I was like, because like, obviously.
Dude, get out of here.
But I had to tell him he was watching me for 4 hours streaming. And I was like, dude, you have to leave. Like, you can't just sit there and watch me stream.
Especially after you tweeted a bunch of weird stuff. Like, hello?
Yeah.
It's so hard. I feel bad because I can tell that some people really want to reach out and they want to express intimacy. And so they do it. They like get close to you. They like try to engage with you. And then you can tell that like they're nervous or they're afraid. And it's so difficult because you want to try to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want to be like, I don't want to assume that you're like a creepy, scary man. But the reality is that there are a lot of creepy, scary guys just hidden
My guard's always
amongst
up.
the normals.
So many.
And you don't want to be like, oh, I want to give you more chances. So like I used to work at a summer camp and there was this guy at the summer camp who was not very popular for whatever reason. People just like didn't really gravitate towards him. I went out of my way to try to be as nice to him as possible. I like tried to include him, be as kind as I could. Turns out that he was spying on the female counselors every time they got changed. And they caught him spying on the female counselors when they got changed. And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Wow.
I should have gone my first instinct. Because people are avoiding me.
First
Maybe there's a reason.
That's gonna be
Okay.
First
I don't
instinct.
want to be that person, but like, okay, we're all streamers here and we've all been to like con. Have you guys ever like seen someone and they have just like orbiters, you know? Like I don't know how to say
or
more
me-
words
to describe.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be vague because like I don't want to offend anyone, but like there's been so many times where like, okay, somebody invite their moderator to a party and their moderator just won't say anything, won't engage, and will just like watch streams the entire time on their phone.
Oh, not moderators for me, but subs. Some subs, like some viewers who will like, I don't invite them to come hang out, but they kind of just show up and follow and then say nothing. Those are the weird ones.
Like, I have to make it clear, I have no problem hanging out with someone that watches me or like a moderator.
But if they're not going to say anything, it's so awkward.
It's so uncomfortable. Like, I've had people invite like their moderators to my Airbnb and the moderator just sits there in the corner and doesn't even talk to anybody. And I'm like, you're not functioning like a normal member of society. And it's creeping me out.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. Like, it's literally like just, it makes the whole room just uncomfortable. I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
It is. It's very uncomfortable.
Act like a normal person, please.
And like on some level though, I understand they're shy and probably socially awkward and nervous and don't want to make a bad impression.
Yeah.
But like preventing yourself from saying anything for those reasons makes it a million times worse.
A million times worse.
Yeah.
So
because at that point your imagination kicks in and you're like, why aren't they talking? And then you just start imagining such outrageous things which would have been completely avoided if like
they're IRL lurkers though.
Be like a little bit brave and just say like, ha, yeah, that's true. Or like a nice well-placed nod in a conversation can make all the difference. True. That's
but
so
won't
much
even make
better.
eye contact. But that's the thing, like I've had this since I like started on the internet. I started meeting people. Like a lot of people are really weird.
Oh yeah.
I know the
we
first
know.
time I went to a TwitchCon, it was like TwitchCon 2016, I think, and I met somebody and they were like full on sweat and just like so nervous to meet me and like didn't say anything. And so it's just like I think like just over sympathizing with them, like, okay, they're super nervous. They didn't say anything. They like baked me a cake and and
That's
I think
so nice.
what else, they got me something else, but just like I over sympathize, like, okay, like they just must be so shy right now, so nervous. And then later on they warmed up, so I was cool with that. It took like hours though for them to warm up, and I was like, okay, it's okay.
Like I'm just a normal person.
Yeah, just want to hang out.
You go to smile for a picture and like you put your arm around them or they put their arm around you and you can feel them shaking. And you're like, okay, dude.
You ever have just tried meeting you?
We're just streamers.
I had some girls come up to me. I was really drunk and I was leaving some party at TwitchCon. I was literally so out of it. I was tired and I wanted to go to bed. And some girl, like, she got out of her Uber that was driving by because she saw me and then started bawling her eyes. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, bitch, get back into your Uber. What are you doing?
Was she happy to see you or what was it?
No, I was at a bus stop waiting for my Uber, and she got out of the Uber to come say hi and take a picture. And I was like, I thought it was adorable, but I felt really bad. I was like, don't cry, get back in your Uber, everything's fine.
Oh my God.
We can hang tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's so
like,
cute.
I had a viewer, he got my attention in a really great way. Oh no, he's a sub as well. He came up and he was like, I rolled you this beautiful joint, and then I snuck it as TwitchCon, and I'm giving it to you. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna smoke the fuck out of this. And Destiny was at my house, and I was like, Destiny, do you want to smoke these drugs that were given to me by a stranger that I know from the internet? And he was like, absolutely not. That sounds like such a bad idea.
Oh my Destiny.
Don't ever smoke drugs that viewers give me over. But he still smoked it, and we were fine.
Okay, what about people sending you things like food in the mail?
As long as it's fully sealed up and like packaged, I don't find any problem with that. I got like 19 boxes of Pocky for my birthday, and I'm like, oh yeah, give me that. That's fine. That's totally cool.
If it's
Yeah,
sealed.
I'm cool with packaged stuff. I got
I
like
was-
8 things of white fudge Oreos so I was cool with that. But if it's not packaged, it's like home baked, unless I really know them. But if it's from somebody I don't quite know in my room, I'm like,
Yeah.
you put something in this.
I was thinking about this last night. I had like a really awkward situation like a year ago where somebody sent me a cake for my birthday that their mom made. But the cake got there in the mail and it was like completely smashed up and destroyed and looked like it went through a blender. And he's like, so are you gonna eat it?
Did you eat it?
No, I was like, I threw it away and I felt so bad. And then he made me feel bad about it. He's like, my mom baked you that cake and hand wrote you that card and you threw it away.
Wait,
I
what?
was
The mom
like,
hand wrote the
sorry.
card too? Are you gonna?
She
Are
did
you?
everything. And
Are
I
you
felt
gonna
so
have
bad
sex with
because
Mom?
I was like, the cake was destroyed, and also I don't want cake in the mail. That could be risky. Like, even if your mom made it, like, it could have
You never
literally
know.
sitting in the sun. Like, it could literally have gone expired. I'm not worried as much as long as it. Like, I don't think that's safe to mail someone a cake.
No, I don't think
Yeah, all the
so.
stuff it could have gone through, like you're saying, the heat. But I'd be worried, like, if you don't know the person, you just get this random food item they made. Like, did they put something? Like, there's something
Like I
in
said,
here.
I'm more worried about it being like bacteria from sitting in the sun and like
True.
getting shaken up and stuff. Like,
I got this like weird thing to my PO box. It was so stressful. I was with my moderators and we went to my PO box and it was like a dirty pouch with a pamphlet on aliens and like a talisman and some weird coins and a feather and then like a big list of all the different uses of the word whore throughout history.
Wow.
I was like, whoa,
okay.
what is
Weird.
this? There were was so much weird stuff. And like me and my moderators were sort of panicking because we're like, is this some sort of like crazy spell that somebody's trying to cast on me? And then there was a website. There was like a website on the back of the pamphlet and we looked it up. This person was inviting me to their LARPing group.
Oh,
It was like
that's an interesting invite.
I know what
they
it is,
just-
but why were they inviting
And I
you?
was like, oh no.
So you said a dirty pouch?
They want you to play the whore in their in
Yeah,
their LARP.
definitely. They were like, you can play the horn character. Just
Oh, yay!
come to the strumpet in our D&D campaign. Or the Jezebel.
God.
I don't know.
Did they ever come into your chat and say, hey, did you get my package?
No, they didn't. Or if they did, we just banned them immediately for the terrible taste in packaging. Yeah, it was one of those dirty, do you know Ipsy? It's like a makeup subscription thing.
Yeah.
It was like in a dirty Ipsy pouch. I was like, did you steal this from your big sister? I'm confused.
Oh.
Okay,
Very
hands down, the
strange.
worst thing I got is I got a package. It was like a whole package of like 50 cards, most of them unwritten, and some of them like birthday cards from like 2008 to some girl named Anna. The weirdest thing, like hundreds of unused cards, Pokemon cards, which are sticky, and then one of the packages,
Sticky?
there's like 3 different things. Yeah, they were sticky. They were all like cards or something. I got a proposal package, which came with like a little Christmas church thing, like sunglasses wrapped in tin foil, like some weird cheap soap, and like child bath bombs in oatmeal packages.
What?
And like all the letters were really weird, like that he wrote. It was like, yes, have sex. I love your ASMR streams. I didn't even do ASMR at the time. You saying you loved my ASMR streams and how you wanted to have sex with me.
Awkward.
All these random things.
Wait.
I'm convinced.
Is he from the future?
I don't know.
No, he probably just
It's-
slept to your streams because he's obsessed.
It was weird. I made a YouTube video about it if you want to go check, but like
Yikes.
it's the
Oh
stuff
my
I
God.
got was fucked up. Like I've never got such a weird package.
I've never gotten a weird package anything. Now I kind of feel left out.
I've got
Be
weird
glad.
stuff.
Give me your PO box. I'll send you some weird
I
nonsense.
was washing my hands every 2 seconds thinking I got like drugs on them or something. Like
Eggshells.
I used to have my PO box open. I might reopen it soon. I'm not sure, but
Not
I
after this conversation. Don't do
I got sex toys,
oh.
like big
Did you
ones,
get them?
alien ones. One of
Ah!
them. And the other was dragon one, a big
Did you
one.
re-gift
Oh.
them?
No, I did not re-gift them.
Okay, wait. The dragon ones are decorations though. Like
I'm
that goes
pretty
on the
sure.
shelf.
Yeah. hmm
Like they put so much quality into their decoration of their toys. Like I honestly used to display them for fun because like they're cool.
They're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Especially with the tentacle, put that on a shelf somewhere. It deserves it.
Yeah. Oh, it's on a shelf somewhere,
That's
out of
great.
sight. Out of sight.
That's great.
It's just they're really big. It's scary. Like I don't know how anyone
I
can
want
ever
a
use
picture
that.
now to make. I'll take it if you don't want it. Like I will put that on a shelf loud and proud.
No, I'm used to making it as a backup weapon.
A weapon,
Oh,
I guess.
yeah.
Like,
It's
someone
really heavy.
threw upstairs,
Yes,
you threw it
that's
at
a
them,
good
it would
idea.
knock them out.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you have to think about this because when society collapses, you're only going to be able to carry a certain amount of things. You want the tools on your body to be multi-purpose. You can use it to beat off an enemy and also to pleasure yourself.
I don't
Not
think
the
you can pleasure
dragon.
yourself with it. It's way too big.
Oh,
It's
never
like
mind.
literally.
Like some of their toys are
it's like this
that
big around, like this size can
What?
around.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
so that's not for like humans.
Yeah, no,
No.
Amouranth, exactly.
It's literally
Oh.
like you're having a baby. Like in
No, there are
reverse.
humans that have used them. I know it's possible, but
They're fucking disgusting.
I
or they're dilating for birth. I don't know.
Okay, my favorite ones though, they used to like sponsor me and they would send me like these miniature ones that were like this big and they were so cute and tiny. I just had my shelves lined with like tons of these little tiny ones.
Oh, that's
Different
cute. I love that.
sizes. Yeah, I actually really like them. They're cool.
I love tiny things that make you feel like a giant.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're not using them. They're just kind of decoration.
You like tiny things to make you feel like a giant?
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. Like anytime you get like tiny salt or tiny pepper or like tiny knives or spoons and you get to pretend like you're a big giant, those tiny ketchup bottles, I love it. It's so fun.
I like those
Tiny
tiny kitchens where they make like little pancakes and stuff.
Oh yeah, those
Oh
are fun.
Gosh,
Oh, I
cute.
love that.
Me
the little
too.
hamster. Oh, I love it. It's also so soothing to watch. I would love, and I talked about doing this on stream since we're all in like quarantine anyways. Those miniature house building kits that you can get off of Amazon.
Mm.
Oh my god, so cool and so lovely. Miniature building
can
stuff
get
is
it as a
so
kit?
fucking cool. You can buy an
I think
entire
go to,
kit.
like,
They're
the
not even that
craft store and
expensive.
get all the stuff. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
I
here,
can
I'll
lend
send you.
you do it.
They're
Yeah, you
so
can get like
cool.
miniature kitchens and make like mini pies and mini
Everything.
pancakes. Like it's so cute. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole just watching a ton of those videos, and I was like, I almost got one.
You have to go to a craft store and like buy all the stuff, and I'm like, that's gonna be expensive to buy all the paint.
You can get kits and stuff.
That's awesome.
Chat, we should make one for the lizard.
Yes.
Or like a miniature house.
A miniature greenhouse. I can't. That's adorable.
That'd be cute.
You could get like a fridge and then open it up and have like little greens in it.
This has mealworms in there.
Some
This
collard
is
greens,
like
mealworms. Yes. That'd be adorable.
It has like a little greenhouse
find
with
it.
like an easel in it and all these like little plants. Oh my god, I think I
little
need
like
that.
umbrella next to a pool.
All right, how smart do you have to be to do this? Because like I'm not the
Not at all.
smartest cookie in the batch, and like
Did you find it on Amazon?
it's $40. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
it's not even that
I feel like
expensive.
that might be like a good ASMR stream. Is like just
Building it.
house.
Yeah. You don't have to like their instructions are there, and also there's not really a wrong way of doing it. Basically, like it's your own house, it's your own building. You can like customize it however you want. Give it a try. I want to do it.
Photo, so it's not messed up.
Be so fun. Also, because I'm already starting to fill up my Animal Crossing island so much, I'm like, well, I still have the desire to design and create. Might as well
There's
branch out into, I guess, the real world.
I'm not creative at all. I'm like the least creative person. I tried painting, like I painted these up here, and that's the best I've ever done in my life. Okay,
That's
but like
perfect.
up
You nailed
close,
them.
up close, they look bad.
No, but, oh my god,
No,
every
they look
painting up close
great.
looks like shit. Honest to God, if you get up close to any painting, it's gonna look like shit. Except for maybe that one
Okay, well,
point.
that
towards
makes
the
me feel
very-
better.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just
All I
practice.
think about is with this is like the dollhouses from Hereditary.
Oh,
Like that's all I think about.
Oh.
I don't
I
want
haven't
a
seen it.
demon coming in and
Ooh,
fucking
it's
with me.
haunting.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really scary.
It's
Oh,
yeah,
and-
it's very.
I love it. Midsommar and Hereditary are my favorite movies because they just fuck you up. It's not like a normal horror movie where they rely on jump scares. They rely on like psychological horror and like Hereditary. You're watching it and you think it's one type of movie, and at the end you're like, "Holy shit, it's not at all I thought." And you can watch
Yeah.
it again and like pick up new details.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
experience with watching Hereditary. Is I went in with an expectation, and
thought it
when
was
I
a
left
ghost
the first
movie.
time, oh, it was such a bad idea. I was like, I shouldn't have gone with any expectations because it was a great movie, but I didn't like it the first time I saw it because I was like, that's not what I wanted.
Same. And then I was like realizing all the details into it, and I started appreciating it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, I actually really like this."
Yeah,
I
so
heard
then
it's like
Else?
a build up and then like right at the end it has like a bang. Is that right?
What's it about? I
there's a
haven't
lot.
seen it.
I haven't
there's
seen
a lot,
either.
guys. It's so good.
And
Okay.
Midsommar just is like one of those movies where it's like really soothing, but also really intense the entire time. It's very unique. It's unexplainable.
Okay,
What's
I
it
can
about?
say this now because all the drama is gone. I went to go see Midsummer and I walked out of the theater and immediately texted Destiny being like, "You should not be with Melina because Swedish women are scary."
True.
It's not true
True.
that she's great.
Don't
It's just
go
like
to-
I'm very distrustful of Swedish women.
Elena's trying to lure him into some Swedish folk cult.
No,
This
she's good for
is
him.
a
She's
real
teaching him to
thing,
be
okay?
a human. It's good.
I grew up in Finland, so I know we actually celebrate the 24 hours of sunshine, and some of that is
Oh.
accurate and historically accurate. So
That's cool.
it's scary. Swedish people are scary.
Yeah, it's basically just a movie about a really crazy cult. I've never seen it, but I just have watched the trailer. It's definitely interesting.
Don't look at any information on it. Just go into it blind. That's the best.
I love scary. Do you guys like scary movies though? Do you like horror movies?
I do.
Well, it's
Will
not
I be able to like
scary.
sleep at night after
Midsommar is
watching
not
it?
a horror movie. It's a breakup movie.
Yeah, Midsummer is more like a thriller. I think it's like
It's
Yeah.
it's thrilling to watch. You're watching it and your like heart is racing the whole time. Yeah, I love that horror movies have gotten this beautiful renaissance in the past couple of years. That like horror movies, thriller movies, these like sort of like seedy, darker stories are getting more. I mean, we went through that whole superhero craze for such a long time. I loved all the scary movies that were coming out and just like the creepy ones. The studio that
Yeah.
did Midsummer and Hereditary also did The Witch. They've done a bunch of really good ones.
Mhm.
I saw The
Okay.
Witch.
The Witch is good. I didn't
Yeah.
like it at
I haven't
first, but
seen
again,
it.
like I watched it
The
back
last
and I like.
scary movie I saw was Bird Box, and I think that's it.
I
Oh,
didn't see that one.
Really good. The book was
Does
really
anybody
good.
else get super stressed out like when they
Yeah,
watch
I
thrillers
was-
and like
I thought
It's
Bird
kind
Box
of-
was stupid.
It's kind of unbearable, like the stress of watching a movie. Like I have to be on my phone. I have to be multitasking while I'm watching like a really stressful scene or a fighting scene because it's just like it's overwhelming.
Yeah, me too.
That's how I feel about Bird Box in particular. Most scary movies I really don't find that stressful because I feel like a lot of them are predictable and just like and almost comical in a sense.
Okay, you'll change your mind about Midsommar Hereditary. Like, trust me, Bird Box is a joke. Like, I thought you were joking when you said that's a very normie movie, in my opinion.
No, that's the only one I watched. Yeah, that's like the last one I watched.
Yeah, I highly recommend watching Midsommar. It's incredible, cinematic masterpiece. Super
really beautiful. Yeah.
I just finished all of the Lord of the Rings, and like literally those were so stressful to me.
I love Lord of the Rings.
I was like, I can't watch. I was like freaking out because I just get so attached to the characters, and if one dies, it's like my life is ripped apart. But the movies were great. I didn't want to watch them. I refused to watch them for a couple years. I was like, I'm not gonna, just be mainstream. And then I watch them, and I'm like, they're amazing. So good.
Oh my gosh.
Those are some of my favorites.
You hadn't watched them.
Did you guys put off watching? Because like I've never watched any of like Breaking Bad or The Wire. Because I'm like, I'll watch those eventually.
I don't know.
Or like,
what have I put off watching?
Or like I hadn't seen a Terminator movie until I was like well into my 20s.
I've never seen The Office.
There's so many movies I haven't seen.
Like a little bit.
Like I haven't even seen all of Titanic.
Do you know how it ends?
Somebody falls off a raft.
Yeah, pretty much. It's based on history, right?
What was the last Netflix series that you watched?
Ooh,
Tiger King. Oh no,
me?
Hollywood.
Mine are my Netflix choices are lame. The last one I watched was Pup Academy. That was last night. I finished that.
Has anyone seen
At least it's on Netflix.
What's Hollywood?
That was a new limited series. It's based in the 50s about someone trying to become an aspiring actor, but it's really cool. Like, and what they have to do, basically they're trying to make a movie with Black people, and at the time, like, Black people were not leads in movies, or Asian people, so it's really interesting, like, how they do that.
It's a movie or a series?
What movie is this?
It's a show.
Okay.
It's only a couple episodes, but it's really good.
One?
Hollywood on Netflix.
Hollywood.
I think it just came out, but...
yeah, I'm addicted to Netflix
documentary series. It was about
That's great.
It was about a young woman who murdered. She was a young girl. She was involved in human trafficking. She was working as a prostitute against her will, and then she murdered somebody. This guy, like the guy that she was in bed with, he went to go reach for something, and she ended up shooting him in self-defense. And it was a documentary about like her trial and her life, and how, like, when the trial happened, they really demonized her, and they were like, oh, she's a prostitute. But now we would look at that and be like, well, no, she's a victim of human trafficking. True. She was 14. Like, a 14-year-old prostitute is not a 14-year-old prostitute. That's a victim of human trafficking. That's a victim. It was bleak. It was difficult to watch because she's still in jail.
What's it called?
Why?
It was the trial of I'm butchering her name. I was trying to look at it.
I've heard of that.
I think I know what you mean. You know what would be interesting? A lot of times when they human traffic, especially like, it's quite high in a lot of places, especially Austin, they use women to lure other women in. Yes. And I would like to see a documentary on like the psychology of how somebody becomes the person that lures people in. How can you willingly like subject people to that trauma? Like, what would it take for someone to become that level where they would betray women like that as a woman? I think that happens all the time. It's part of human nature that to protect yourself from harm, a lot of people will put somebody else into harm. But to subject someone to human trafficking, like that's so extreme, or to kidnap them. Like, I just want to know what goes through like another woman's head.
It's probably
fear.
The same.
But
I read the book by Elizabeth Smart. So she was kidnapped when she was 14, and she talks about everything with her kidnapper and what went on. And she was talking about her cousin to the kidnapper, and then he decided he was going to go kidnap her. And she talked about in the book, she was like, it's embarrassing for me to say, but I was like happy that he was going to go kidnap my cousin, because then I would have somebody there with me. He wasn't successful in getting his cousin, but she like talked about it. I was like, wow, that's really brave that she was able to say that she was like happy that he was going to go get her cousin while she was kidnapped.
Which really shows like how isolated she was.
Yeah. So I think it may be like loneliness, isolation, and like wanting that comfort of somebody who will be in your situation.
Yeah.
I guess
the
it's
kidnapping
the
stuff is
thought
so
that
scary.
if you can't escape, you don't want to be alone suffering.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do you
exactly.
think about all the people that are like using those TikTok things? Okay, so basically like a new trend that's happened is they'll make TikToks where they pretend to be someone else on the phone, like you'll hear the dial up and everything, and you'll have a fake conversation with TikTok. How do you feel if you were an Uber driver and somebody gets in and they feel uncomfortable by you for no reason? And like your 14-year-old sitting there like, yeah, I have 360 on right now. Yep, I'm in the Uber. Yeah, you'll be waiting outside with that Glock. You're waiting for me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Like imagine being that bitch in the back of the Uber doing that. Like
Crazy.
like how many times have Uber drivers heard the same audio recording?
Yeah.
Because
I wonder.
yeah.
You mean
I'm
like
so-
watching or recording, like the TikToker watching it in the car or recording?
No,
So you watch a
it. So
TikTok that's
it's
pre-recorded.
basically like I would be on the other end pretending to be on the phone with the person.
Oh,
And it says the dialogue on the stream, you're like the thing you follow along with, so you can like role play. So basically
Weird.
like your kidnapper knows you're not alone and like people know your location, but I feel like 14-year-olds are like over abusing it now.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine being the Uber driver in LA that's had that same audio recording like pulled on him
I wonder
multiple
how
times.
many Uber drivers have been like, get out of my car.
Yeah, right? Like, I know you're faking that. Like,
0 stars.
0 stars for the client. They made me feel uncomfortable, like I was gonna kidnap them.
Oh my gosh.
But have you ever
Yes.
felt uncomfortable in an Uber?
Yeah, many times. I had an Uber driver like try to smoke weed with me, and then he smoked weed while driving. Like he hit a fat blunt, and then he got lost like 4 times. And when he dropped me off finally, after like an hour of being late to my house, he's like, "Can I come inside and smoke with you?" And I'm like, "No,
That's weird.
No.
the fuck?
No,
Oh my
No.
gosh.
that's not
I
I
okay.
don't want to smoke with you."
Damn.
I made out with an Uber driver once.
You made
You
out
what?
with-
Whoa.
Yeah, it was on like New Year's Eve, and I was just, feeling crazy, and I was like, "Here, I'll give you a nice tip."
Like people
to be
tipping
you.
you.
Love it. You're so beautiful. I bet he loved that. That was probably the story of his entire
Yeah,
life.
Well, yeah, you
you're
kind of
hanging out
made
with a
his
pretty
whole
girl,
life.
Like,
Yeah, it was really funny. It was a good time.
Oh my god! You know what sucks? As soon as it happened, he was probably like, "No one will ever believe me if I tell this story."
True.
They will never believe that this like gorgeous Uber girl was just like,
yeah.
"Get this."
College
Like that's
friends call him,
crazy.
like bullshit on that.
Was he
Or,
really
like, I have
good?
no
Was
one
he
else
like,
to
yeah, I'll
kiss?
take that tip. Or like,
I
how
had
did
an
it play
Uber
out?
driver drive me to the hospital once. I met an Uber driver and we kind of just hit it off as friends when I first moved to LA. But I was just like, I didn't know anybody. And the next day, like I had like diarrhea and I was so sick I couldn't even move. And I texted him and I'm like, "Can you drive me to the hospital?" Because he said he'd drive me for free anywhere I wanted to because he liked me. And he drove me and I never saw him again because he liked me.
Well, that's nice of
I
him.
went to the hospital, which was kind of nice.
That's good.
Free.
When I was in San Diego for TwitchCon,
Wow.
we took 2 Ubers that I was just positive that the Uber driver was going to murder us.
Oh,
And I was like, we're in a murder Uber, and like, thank God, one time there was a guy with us, so thank God that guy was with us. But
Hey,
the
I
other
think
time
murder
it was just like
too.
me and all the women, and I was like, this guy's gonna murder us.
Yeah.
'Cause
Why?
they turned-
Why did you think that?
What gave you the vibe?
Both times they were like, oh no, like the route is wrong, or like I'm gonna take you this way, so I'm just gonna turn the map off. And then they like turned off the like we're in
that's
Uber
bad.
together thing, and I was like, wait a minute, so now there's
That
no
was
record of
lit.
us being in Uber together. I
that's
want out of the
weird.
murder Uber now.
Murder Uber.
The murder Ubers. The various murder Ubers in San Diego. So yeah, the only scary Ubers I've taken have been in the United States, but all the Canadian Ubers I've taken have been pretty cool. Although like there's a lot of like you get in the car and you're like, so this is not a Prius. This is a 1998 Toyota Corolla. Why are you lying to me about the quality of your car?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm always sussed out when I get an Uber and it's the wrong color.
Suspicious.
Oh, from
Have you
what
ever
it
gotten into
says?
somebody's car that wasn't your Uber driver?
No.
I did that at the mall one time. I
No.
was leaving the mall and like he pulled up the Uber side and I got in. And he's like, "Hello?" And I was like, "Hi."
He's like, I am not your Uber.
And I was like, "This isn't my Uber, is it?" And he's like, "No." And I got out.
I kind of did that. I was at TwitchCon 2 years ago.
Awkward.
And it was so crazy, like getting an Uber after TwitchCon. And I just darted out in the middle of the road and hopped in this guy's car because I was like, oh, it's our Uber, like the color in the license plate. And I got in, and all my friends were like, what are you doing? You just got in some random person's car. But
we all have those dumb bitch moments that happens. It's fine. You only had like a small chance of getting kidnapped in that moment. Like
They're probably just as shocked as you are. Like, what's happening? Who's in my car?
now I always check the license plate like 7 times.
We just got in.
Yeah, guys, this is the thing. So there was a serial killer in Toronto who was driving up to women waiting for their Ubers and being like, I'm your Uber. And then he would murder the women. So like we have to be extra careful. Yeah, we got to be extra careful.
Yeah. It happened in South Carolina. A girl like leaving a bar and then got into a wrong car and didn't end up good. Got killed.
I mean, like isn't that the plot of the first episode of Sherlock? Is like a cab driver who just like murders people and he's like a fake cabbie. It's very creepy. So be extra careful. Be careful with your persons.
Right.
Why are people so fucked up creative? Like creative in the bad way.
Yeah, right.
Why can't they use that like creativity for something positive? You know, that doesn't involve like killing people.
Yeah, it doesn't involve killing people.
Like, is that too much to ask?
I have a lot of creative energy. I want to put it into as much destruction as possible. What?
I don't know. That's scary. I guess my crazy Uber driver, I don't have any ones where I've like felt like super uncomfortable with as far as like, am I gonna die? But they have been like, what's your Instagram? I'm a photographer. Maybe we could shoot together. And I'm like, no, that's just creepy.
Trust me. I sometimes like I just fuck with Uber drivers because like in LA especially everyone's trying to network as an Uber driver there, so they find out you're a model or whatever and they try to get all your info. So I like lie sometimes when I get an Uber. I'll be like, yeah, I'm actually a model from Sweden and I'm staying at an Airbnb right now. Yeah, that was my friend's house who picked me up at. Like I just completely lie because he's like, is that your house? I'm like, no.
I know. It's like no.
Like I just sometimes it's fun though. I just like I would create role play stories, pretend like of somebody else for like.
Yeah, that's nice.
Especially as a girl, like it's so important.
Yeah, they're creepy. Like I get asked now about like if I'm streaming places, even if I'm like streaming in an Uber, and I've just had to learn that like just say you're video chatting with friends because otherwise they start to be like,
your giant live view. Yeah, I'm gonna go on fucking FaceTime with my live view, the giant selfie stick and like the backpack.
I'm just chatting with the otherwise they start asking for all of your social media stuff and being really creepy
about it.
Clout chasing.
It's so weird. It's so uncomfortable.
I know. They're weird.
That happened. That actually, the only time that's happened to me was on the flight back from Berlin, which like I sat on the flight back from Berlin. I watched 5 movies in a row and I cried the whole time I was watching Into the Spider-Verse for whatever reason. I had like a really emotional reaction to that.
Why?
I have no idea. The guy next to me on this flight as we touched down in Toronto is like, hey, can I get your Instagram? And I was like, I reek of BO and I just spent 40 minutes crying over Spider-Man and you still want to get my Instagram?
He's probably into that.
Did you get it?
No. I was like, have high standards. Do better.
Oh, something weird happened yesterday or 2 days ago. I was at the pool, right? It's a private pool because I have a community. And some guy just kept eyeballing me the entire time. Like he wouldn't take his eyes off me. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking weird. And I knew he was gonna come and talk to me at some point, but he was with a girl, right? And she leaves, so he comes up to me while I was sunbathing. I was wrapped in a towel, okay? Like a blanket. I was super comfortable. He comes over and he's like, hi. I'm gonna keep 6 feet away at social distance. And I was like, good, yeah, you do that.
Yeah, so can you keep like 60 feet away?
He was trying to get my number and I was like, do you live here? And he's like, no, I just walked in. I'm like, this is a facility, right? He's like, what? You know. I was like, do you have a job? And he's like, no, kind of, not really. I was like, why are you here? Why are you asking for my number?
Creepy.
Yeah.
Like a public pool is not like not a public pool. Private pool is not where you come to get people's numbers.
Yeah, no.
Very strange. But also kudos for him for having so much confidence just to be like, here's a pool, I'm going to it now.
But he's just going to all the girls asking.
Or a little psycho.
Yeah, go up to everybody, every girl.
It's a little bit psycho, yeah. A little bit.
Yikes.
How do you guys feel about like people asking for your number at the gym or trying to hit on you?
If they're hot, they're hot.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, a lot of us are pretty vain in that regard. If they're, I think it's just a human thing.
I honestly think that anybody could have. I think that the right person could approach you anywhere.
Yeah.
I think the wrong person, even if it's the right spot, is not going to work out.
Think about like what's his face, the guy that would pick up people in Florida and murder them, Charles Manson. No, Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
He was very attractive. He's like hot.
Oh yeah, he's from my state.
And he's not like a normal person.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
I think that's the thing, though. Hot people can get away with so much more of the same behavior than non-attractive people, like girls and guys, just in general. Like imagine imagine like a girl is texting you, okay, and she wants your number, and she starts messaging you every day, you know, and she starts asking like what you're up to, and starts like just talking a lot. You'll feel much better about it if she's hot. You'll be like, oh yay, she's into me. But if she's like someone you're not into, you would be annoyed by the same behavior.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like
that's the thing as well. Like if I was at the public pool asking for guys' numbers, like he would think it's cute and flattering. Mm-hmm. Like it'd be just a quirky girl thing that I do. Like, or if a guy did it, he's creepy.
I always tell my chat, like if they ask me, you know, like where's a good place to hit on a girl, I typically just tell them like don't do it at a gym. Like if you want to at all, just like avoid it in the, you know, like at all costs avoid it, because it's just most likely not going to turn out for you if you try.
Really? You think the gym? Because I'm sort of like
trying than not trying.
Why do you think the gym? Why are you opposed?
Well, I guess, yeah, it definitely takes like a certain person to be okay with that. But it's like, for me, it's like, I'm going to the gym to work out and I already feel insecure and uncomfortable. True. And someone looking at me or approaching me is making that 100 times worse, and I never want to come back to the situation. And I feel like that's more often than not. So I would just advise, you know, people not to.
When I'm working out, I'm like, it's working on me time. I'm working on myself. And so I guess especially for exercise, I feel a lot more internal, and I'm more focused on like, make sure your breathing is regular, make sure your posture is good. And then if a guy approaches me, the reason that I've never really felt comfortable with guys approaching me at gyms is that all of a sudden I'm hyper aware that I'm like, you've been watching me, I've been observed. And now I realize that like, oh, I've guessed I've been sort of involuntarily performing for you. And apparently I did a good enough job to make you approach me. And now I've done all of this without any intention of doing it. But here are the consequences of it. So, I don't know.
It's so uncomfortable. I've had that at the gym before where I went into a room to do mat work. This guy follows me in, puts out a mat. And so I'm like, okay. Then I leave. He follows me. We're going back and forth. I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just going to be done. So it'd be nice if there's just like a girls only part of the gym, you know?
Yeah, like I think Gold's Gym does.
I was coming out of an STD clinic because I get tested between partners, and somebody asked for my number. And I was like, are you just waiting out here to see if porn stars come out, or like, what's your deal? Like, you know, they're clean, so.
For him to say. I mean, if I'm going to fuck people, I
want someone outside of the... Like, I was just trying to get my blood drawn, you know? Like,
yikes.
I'm not here looking to fuck. Like,
oh, yeah, where's the weirdest place someone has tried to pick you up?
Definitely outside.
I think one.
The weirdest.
Disney princess. I had a lot of uncle, a lot of
especially when I was Ariel. Oh my god.
Oh, especially Ariel. Oh my god. Whoa. Does that mermaid Ariel come up?
The redhead?
You're naked.
It's mostly because you're in a seashell bra. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like the other princesses are wearing ball gowns and stuff, which cover a lot more. But yeah, getting hit on as a princess was very much like, well, when I was Snow White, I'd be like, I'm 14. I'd be like, what? You're 14? I'm like, I'm Snow White and I'm 14.
That's true. She is.
Yeah.
So bye.
And also Elsa gets hit on a lot too because she has the leg slit and the dress is really tight.
Mm-hmm. And like the see-through part of it when she does that walk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elsa and Ariel.
Yeah, getting hit on as a Disney princess was really strange.
And it's so weird because like you can't tell them off because you're in character and there are kids around. You kind of you have to be like,
how do you deny them?
For Ariel, I'd be like,
you already have a prince.
Oh, I have Prince Eric.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think Prince Eric would like that very much.
Like, I flipped it though. I took full advantage. When I was a princess, if I was driving around and I saw a guy jogging down the street, I would pull up next to them and I'd say, "Hey, Prince Charming, looking for a dream come true?" And then guys would like laugh and turn and look, and they'd be like, "Whoa!" They'd be like, driving away.
That's funny.
I love to shout at people on the street.
Like when you're after the party, you mean? Just like walking back to your car? Yeah.
Yeah, and like driving home. Oh my gosh. I had people I had people like notice me driving when I was dressed as a princess, and then like get so excited about the princess driving that they would slowly start driving into me.
Yes.
I'd be like, okay, eyes on the road though.
Yeah, it gets a little too close.
I went up to go do a photo shoot as Harley Quinn in the middle of Austin, and while I was driving, I looked like Harley Quinn, right? Full up. Everyone's looking at me. Everyone. I'm like, focus on the goddamn road, or I'm gonna come with my baseball bat and hit your car. Like,
yeah. Especially the little girls now, they love Harley Quinn. So they'll like start hitting on the windows of the car and be like, Harley Quinn! And it just makes a big scene on the road. It's really awkward.
It's really awkward for me. Oh, what I hate the most, even when I'm like just normal, right? You ever be driving and you're at a stoplight and the guy next to you is in his fucking truck and just looking at you smiling and doesn't stop? Because I don't know what he wants. Does he want your number? Is he just looking, does he want to smile back? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
It makes me laugh. So I always scroll up or move up a little bit more, or like behind.
Me too.
Like, I always try to like nod at eye level because like so many people do that. Or they'll honk at me while I'm in my car. I'm just at a stoplight. I'm trying to get groceries.
I know.
Yeah, they want you. They want your attention.
And it always makes me laugh. And I'm like, I promise I'm not laughing because you're looking at me, but like I am. But no,
it's awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
It's difficult because you think it's funny, but you don't want them to make them think you like it.
Or like follow you or something.
Like, it's not like a pleasurable laugh. It's like an awkward laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to stare at you, though. I don't know why people do that. Please don't look at people like that when they're driving. Like,
yeah, just don't look at me at all.
That's not it.
Yeah, right?
Never look at me. Intense eye contact in general is just uncomfortable, though.
I was working one time, like delivering pizza to a hotel, and this like 50-year-old man was trying to hit on me. He had like a basketball team. He was a coach, and the whole team was like, "What's going on?" And the dude's like, "What's your Instagram? Can I get your number?" I'm like, "No, but here's my stream link." And he was just like, "Okay, I'll fly you out to California sometime." And I was like, "Dude, I gotta go. I'm working. I can't talk right now."
Okay, no,
Did they ever come by?
No. Thankfully, he had a kid, so I was like, "No thanks."
The creepiest time I got hit on is a guy taught me how to drive, right? He was some random old guy that I found on Google to teach me how to drive because I didn't have parents to teach me. Okay? And we had done like a couple lessons, and at the end of the lesson, I bought him lunch to say thank you, and he asked me out on a date. And I was like, "Bro, no! You just taught me how to drive." I don't know, I found that really weird.
Did you guys see there was like a big controversial thing a while ago of, I don't remember who it was, but it was a celebrity, and someone had dropped, or maybe it wasn't a celebrity, but someone had dropped food off, like Uber Eats, and they texted the girl later and was like, "Hey, you're really cute. Just wondering if you want to go out sometime." And she like flipped out, and she like got him fired and was just like super upset that he did that because it's kind of crossing a line. Like, I kind of agree. But it would get
happen a couple times.
The guy dropped my stuff, and then he found my Instagram afterwards, messaged me on Instagram. I don't even know how. My name's not even the same. And said, "Hi, I was the guy that delivered your water and cat food."
What'd you do? Did you just ignore it? Or you're just like,
I was that guy.
I was like, "That's not fucking okay."
It was
like,
over.
"Okay, man. What do you
okay,
want?"
thanks for the delivery.
Yeah, I hate that kind
Like,
of
you
stuff.
never want to be recognized at your own house.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
You have to be careful
Privacy.
too, like when you felt like, for instance, I was at GameStop and the guy wanted me like to join like the Nintendo club, whatever you sign up for to get discounts on the GameStop stuff, and then he got my like name and like number and all that, and then started messaging me on like my Facebook, and I'm like, no, he's like, I'm the guy from GameStop. I'm like, good, block.
That's
illegal. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's against like all company policies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one time I worked out at Good Life, and there was a guy who worked there, and he really took a shine to me. And I was like, "You're an employee here. I don't feel like you're being especially creepy, and I'm here all the time too, and we're about the same age." So like, I was chatting with him. He seemed sort of interesting. He was like, "Let's go on a date on Saturday night." The Friday night before, I lost my cell phone. I went to a club and I lost my phone, and so I couldn't text him to be like, "I'm sorry, I lost my phone. We'll have to go on a date another night." But my mom and I had been like driving around to like buy me a new phone, or like I think we even went to the club to see if there was a lost and found. When we got to my house, he was sitting on my front porch.
Oh, yikes.
And I was like, what? And he was like, you didn't answer my text messages or my calls. So I looked up your home address from your emergency contact information when you signed up for the gym membership. And now I'm here.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my
That's
God.
an invasion of privacy.
No. Yeah, he unfortunately, I did
Complete
report him when I
invasion.
canceled my subscription and he was fired. But I was like, he showed up at my house.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's
That's
very,
like next level creepy.
it was so creepy. My mom hilariously, when he like left, we ended up going to the movie that night because I was like, I guess you're here. Okay. When he left, my mom was like, I was surprised that you went on the date with him. He doesn't really seem like your type. And I was like, oh, because he's like kind of a jock and he seems kind of creepy. She's like, no, because he's just ugly. I was like, Mom, oh my God.
I love your mom.
I've never heard her call someone ugly before or since. Like, she doesn't really care about that, but she was like, no, he's just straight up ugly. I was like, Mom!
I love it.
Oh my God.
Mom
Savage.
with no filter. I love
Your
it.
your mom is probably the most picky because she wants grandkids. So she's like, no.
She really, you know what's crazy? My mom wants grandkids more than anything, but she's very against me dating people. She's like, don't waste your time dating men who are gonna like do good things for you. You're good on your own. You're a good single woman, but give me grandkids. I'm like, all right, well.
How can
Yeah.
I do that without dating?
Well, that's the problem. She thinks your taste is terrible, so she's given up. She's like, I'd rather have no grandkids than ugly ones. So
You're exactly right. Oh, that's right.
I think the moral to all of this is that men bad. Men very bad.
No, men good.
unless you
Moral.
sub for
There's
free
good
in
men.
Twitch Prime, then you
Yeah,
prove to
unless you're-
us that you're good.
Amaranth sub, then you are not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. It's the stamp of approval at Amaranth sub. Yes.
Yeah, otherwise you're a cis white male and you're evil.
No, I love men. I love men.
The
And I
problem
love,
is boys.
I like some boys. I hate some boys.
Mm-hmm.
There are some boys that I can't stand, but I love most men, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Good man.
True.
I just love great people.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so hard to find. You ever met someone though that you like just clicked with right away from the start?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So many people.
Didn't work out.
Oh,
Here I am alone.
it's like depends. What time of the month is it? How
Yeah,
thirsty am I? Romantically speaking, how would someone make a good impression on you?
Care and communicate. Communication.
Yeah.
They
feel
make
like
me
caring.
laugh a lot.
What does that mean? What do they do or say? Like, is there
Like
anything?
being able to experience and express their emotions and feelings in like a healthy way.
Oh,
I was
that's
just
such
thinking
a
about
good
All my relationships is that a lot of guys are like scared of actually communicating about what they're actually thinking, which leads to a lot of problems.
Mm,
Yeah.
They were just able to communicate, even if it's not pretty. Like I feel like I would have gotten out of a lot of situations.
Mhm.
And being able
Yeah.
to communicate not just verbally, but being able to communicate in a bunch of different ways. So like
Yeah.
I've been with guys, and some of the best relationships I can remember having are the ones with men who say I love you with like a kiss on the head. They're the men who say like I love you in the way that they
Or just
remember.
say I love
care.
you. That's a good start.
Like all those like little things that they can do.
Nobody's
don't
like,
know,
I'm
like-
trying to get to that step. How do they even say I
Yeah,
love
no,
you?
a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't do the whole relationship thing. And it's like, okay, all right. So you're not
I
gonna
think a
do
lot
all-
of it has to do with how they're raised. I've noticed like
I love-
families who grow up in
Yeah.
environments where they don't say I
Definitely.
love you, I have much
Yeah.
more difficult time saying.
Yeah,
it.
I have.
That's
Yeah.
the weird part is that I grew up in a situation deprived of like that much attention and love. So I want it, but I'm not going to express
That's how
it.
I am too. I want it, but I don't know how to express it. And that's why I latched onto animals so hard because I
You
wanted
might
that
actually like this thing.
affection.
I did
you're
it
just like
quiz
that.
last night with a couple of my friends, and it basically personality types you, and it's very, very accurate, and it like shows you like how you need to be talked to and what kind of like things you need in your life.
Ooh,
It's a really long quiz. It was like 14 pages, but
Ooh.
mine was pretty damn accurate, and all my friends were accurate too, and it kind of helped me understand them a lot better and like
This
why they
sounds
are the way
fun.
they are. Yeah, I recommend.
Yeah,
it.
link us that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I got it.
yeah. Because for me personally, like I didn't have a
I would
broken
like to know
home.
your types.
But I feel like I spent a lot of time alone as a kid because my parents were working, and then when they were home, they were tired, and so I don't think that I got like the nourishment that I see like a lot of moms giving their kids, where they like sit in bed and they cuddle with their kids in like a really wholesome, like healthy kind of way.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any of that. Most of the time I was like alone, and so I find it very hard to like express affection, but I have that craving there, and that's why animals are so great because you don't have to communicate; they just give it
Yeah.
automatically. And I think that's why I latched onto dogs so much because I've always wanted it, but I don't have like a role model for how that's supposed to work.
And that's the really difficult thing, that you have the craving for affection, you have the craving for communication, but because you haven't seen adults demonstrate it growing up. It's so difficult. My parents divorced when I was 2, and I very much was like, okay, so when I think about growing up and I think about my family that I want to have, it's hard for me to picture like me and my husband living together in a house with my kids.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I had 2 houses. My dad was a crazy hoarder, and my mom's house was like Miss Honey's cottage from Matilda. So like it was a real dichotomy of like one house is nice and the other house is crazy weird. And trying to like find the happy medium of that for my own imaginings is, it's difficult. It's difficult to do what you don't recognize.
Yeah.
I feel like
I linked mine in chat. It's an Enneagram test, so I feel like that's like the most accurate. I've done like the 16 personalities, and I didn't like that. And this is my type if anyone's curious.
Enneagram.
Who I am.
I feel like too, we all have our own like different love languages of how we express our feelings to someone else, and if somebody can be receptive to that, and then being able to take the step to understand how somebody expresses their affection, because maybe it's difficult for them, and so like helping them come out of their shell, and then they in turn help you come out of your shell, so it's kind of like growing together in a relationship.
Yeah,
Right.
build the love together instead of just discovering it in one another. You like create it together.
Yeah, you create it, and I think it's individual from relationship to relationship. Like one relationship won't be the same as another.
Yeah, that's very true.
How long does
One
the
of my
test
love
take
languages-
to take, Nova?
Huh?
How long does the test take to take?
Honestly, it took me like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes a
I'll say we're
while.
looking
There was
for a
a
different
short
time then.
version, but I recommend doing the long one because like it really gets a better sense of who you are.
Oh, I'll do
And it does talk about your love language on there, right? I think I took it once.
No, it talks about like how you even like to be communicated via text. Like for me in particular, I need casual conversation mixed in with like requests or just like, normal conversation. Like if you're gonna like have a work conversation, like let's say Amouranth says, "Hey, you want to be on my podcast?" Apparently, the best way I'd receive it is she also is like, "Hope you're okay, by the way," or like throw in something casual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
everyone
that's
has
really
a different way they like being communicated to, but the test like shows you like what kind of way like people, it really helps understand your friends though and like why people are the way they are.
That's
Interesting.
wonderful. That's really handy.
Like I need validation a lot from people around me to know that they don't hate me, and like I need people to let me know they care about me. Otherwise, like I'll get in my head and like think that everyone around me just hates me and I'm only around because like I'm just around and nobody actually likes me. But that's just who I am.
That's
as a
how I
person.
feel all the time, Nova.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we have the same
Yeah.
type. There is a
Maybe
lot
possibly.
but it
Very
is
common.
like I found out one of my friends is mix of me and my other friend. Like he has the same personality as both of us, and I'm like, wow, it gets you a lot better because we do have a lot of similar traits, and like the way you deal with situations and how you handle things is all based on that. Like it categorizes it pretty well.
I mean, I think that every person on the planet at some point feels like they're in the grips of imposter syndrome, and they're like, I am not a person. I am not who I am. This is all just like a facade that I'm putting up. And I mean, there's this adorable little cartoon, and it's the guy talking with his therapist, and his therapist is like, so what's the problem? And he's like, I worry that I'm actually a bad person and I'm tricking people into thinking I'm good. And
I feel
she's
with
like,
that every
"But
day.
you're a good person. Yeah. She's like, but you're a good person. And this guy's thinking, oh shit, I tricked my therapist.
No, I know. That's what I think too. I think the same exact thing, like constantly. And it's hard to acknowledge that. But on this test, like, I'll be honest, some of the questions on there, you read them and you're like, fuck, man. Like, no, some of the questions on it though are very like I think one of them that bothered me was about how like, do I tend to crave relationships that aren't afraid to explore the depths of like how deep romance go? That's one of the questions. And I was like, that explains why I like try to experience that really intense, fast relationship so often, because like I really like that's what I need. Like, I don't know. That's who I am. But everyone is different, and the test has like some really deep questions. I highly recommend an Enneagram test.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to take that.
Yeah, let me know your types. I really would like to know. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think V, you're going on about love language you started to.
I love languages. Oh yeah, I have like extra ones. One of the most important love languages that I have, which like Amouranth, I'm sure you have as well. I could never be with somebody who didn't love my pets. And like I struggle with guys who are
That's
like, I don't like
mine!
cats.
Yes.
Oh, you have to love my pets. You have to
I
love them
learned this
both.
recently. I've had a lot of guys like meet my cat, and if Pebbles hisses at them, immediately it's a red flag. I need somebody
you're like,
to
uh-oh.
my cat like I do.
Yeah.
I talked about this last night because it was so frustrating. Like so many
Definitely.
people come to your house and don't even acknowledge your cat, and like I always treat them like
frustrating.
people, hi. Yeah. And if a
Yeah.
guy like immediately goes up to my cat and treats it like an actual like sentient being, then like I am so attracted to that. That's Yeah.
For me now, I feel like it's gonna be more difficult to have approval for my pets because I just got like a guard dog who hates everybody except me. So now I'm like, he would have to be amazing.
A guy that would work. A guy that would work in the trust of that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so important that they get along with your pets, because otherwise, how will you, like, I mean, when I date somebody, I want to spend time with them and I want them to come over to my house and I want to go to their house. And if we're at my house and they're like, can you just like lock your cat in your bedroom while we watch this movie? I'm gonna be like, no, there's the door. You can walk out of it.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's what I mean. Like, so many people shoot cats or like push them out of the way or just like.
I had a boyfriend who thought cats shouldn't be allowed on furniture.
Wow.
Like cats shouldn't be allowed on the couch or on the bed. I'm like, good luck with that.
Chill. It's not like
I could go on a couch.
I found out something interesting, just a theory. But what if certain people don't like cats because they can't control them? Because cats are hard to understand and they don't want to take the time to understand.
I'm pretty sure there's some people like that, yes.
Because cats aren't like dogs where it's just like you know what they're feeling. Like immediately, cats are hard to understand. You have to have patience and like want to understand. And I feel like that's the kind of person I don't get along with if they don't like animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I never really understood that, but I just got a puppy and I've had her for a few months. And I feel like if somebody came in, they didn't like enjoy my dog or did the same thing, like, oh, can you lock her up? I'd be like, you can leave.
Yeah.
Like, this is my baby.
I don't feel like this is their home. Like,
yeah,
I
this is
live
their
here,
house.
but I consented to like them living here, and this is their home as well. I don't want them to feel like they're not allowed to enjoy their home because somebody else is here.
Also, when somebody in chat said that only 1/5 of cats are like that, I think every cat has the potential to be an amazing pet to somebody. But
I
the
agree.
thing is, you need to let your cat choose you and not the other way around. If you choose your cat, it's not going to like you. All my cats, they either chose each other or chose me. Like, they came up to me, and I just immediately was like, all right. And you know when that happens. And they're all very happy. I can't imagine living with an animal that just got abducted into my home and doesn't even like me and lives its whole life with me. That would suck.
Yeah, it'd be bad for both.
Yeah, and like because of it, my bonds are really good with my animals. Like I view them as like living things, and like I treat them like family. I talk to them.
My parents raised me that they're like, animals are people. They're not human people, but animals are people, and they must be respected and treated like people.
They have feelings, personalities.
Like, when I go to my friend's house, I will pick up their cat and start kissing it like it's my own, and like start playing with it. Like I know how to interact with other people's pets, and I give them like attention and that like connection, because a lot of people, they just like pat it on the head and don't even look at it. I look animals in the eye and like I'm like, hey,
same.
you are a thing. I'm interacting with you right now.
Yeah,
You
I
aren't,
think
like,
the
a
people who
guy
interact
that,
with animals, they'd know when they see one. Like, that's the one. It's like, I've been to dog shelters and I'll, like, see dogs in their cages, and we just, like, make eye contact, and, like, there's something about it where they, like, just get, like, really, like, calm and, like, peaceful feeling, or they'll come up excitedly. There's two types. Ones that are really calm with you, or the ones that are, like, really excited to see you. And I feel like those are, like, instant connections. Where it's like every time I've like taken one of those dogs out, I've adopted it. It's been perfect. So it's like I think you have to like really connect with the animal. You can't like sometimes it can be hard to tell in pictures, but even from pictures, I could kind of like the dogs that I saw that I got online. I was like interested in them for a reason, and then we had that connection in person. But if you try to force an animal to connect with you, it doesn't really work. They have to want to
pick up an animal and love it. Like, and also you have to treat like what you give to the cat, they'll give back to you. You have to give it as much love as you want to receive. It's not going to give you love if you're just gonna like ignore it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I treat mine like my children, and Pebbles is like my baby. Like she treats me like her mom. Like,
oh, so sweet.
It's adorable.
Because I get that a lot. Because like people, my cat went viral on TikTok, and like she's famous, but everyone's always asking like how I got a cat like her, and it's just love and letting her choose me.
Your cat's on TikTok?
Yeah, she has like over like 20 million views on TikTok right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, one I think has 6 million or 16, and one has 4 million.
Are they specifically
like,
cat pages, or are they just your page in general?
What do you mean?
Like on TikTok, do you have like a page for your cats, or is it just they're on your page?
It's mine, but like I just post videos of my cats and they go like super viral because everyone loves Pebbles. Because Pebbles is amazing. She's let it go in her head though. Like she started being like snobby. Like I'm famous now. Out me.
Your cat's adorable.
Thank you.
She like purred into the mic earlier, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes doing that.
I love that. Oh, my ride's coming.
Your ride, your Uber's here?
Yeah, you're gonna hear the siren soon.
Your Uber
Oh,
driver.
yep.
It's the FBI. Open up.
The coppers. No, it's my ride. They're taking me back to the mental institution that I escaped from.
Oh my
You'll
god.
never take me
Coming in
alive.
hot.
I mean, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially since we've gone into quarantine. I feel like there's been like a significant increase in the number of ambulances and
I
fire
hear
trucks
a
and police
lot.
officers that I hear.
Really?
And I'm like, oh, I really hope that society is not actually crumbling. Like, I hope we have a few more years of like civilization.
Yeah, before it
Okay,
crumbles,
this is
crashes.
fucking mental, and I haven't talked about this yet at all, even on my own stream. I had a couple weeks ago. I was just chilling, and like 20 cop cars in my house, no cap, like 20. And I was like, what the heck is going on, right? And I couldn't figure it out.
Drugs.
None of the news would cover anything. So I was like, could it be serial killer? Because news don't cover serial killers. And I found out it was some guy that like shot a cop, because I was listening to Police Raiders. He shot a cop and then went on like an epic police race with like 20 police cars behind him, and then crashed into my complex, got out and started running. I like
That's
ran in the complex.
Scary.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
Did he make it?
I don't know. Well, he got caught, so.
Fuck.
But I just thought that was insane because I was like, what is going on out there? Why is there like 20 cars?
Wow.
That's the thing. When you
Yeah,
like
it's
hear the sirens coming, it's like, okay, it's fine. You hear them coming and then they go. Well, you get really nervous when they come and then they stop
Yep.
right in front of your
Yes.
house, and you're like,
Like,
oh,
what's going on?
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
saw
the
the
party.
sirens outside my house, and I started freaking out because I was like, what the fuck? And they were doing like patrols looking around my neighborhood, and I was like, oh my god, they're actually coming for me. Like, whenever I hear
Oh,
siren, I always think
You better hide that weed. What'd you-
Yeah, start flushing things.
yeah. I don't want to jump the gun on that one too early. Sad person after that.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, it was for me. That was someone else in my complex. My weed.
That's crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. Well, actually, I can believe it. I was like, it's crazy to me that that's still illegal in Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, do you think the police would come to your house during a pandemic to yell at you for weed? I don't think they're gonna arrest us at this point. Like,
No, I think that they're really busy with a lot of domestic disputes, like people being
Yeah.
stuck inside with their significant others. There's like a lot of
like if
a lot of,
anything,
like,
they want
domestic
people to smoke weed, shut up, and calm down in their house. Like,
people chill the fuck out.
they should legalize it at this point, because like
yeah,
everyone
every
else-
time I go over to like people's houses, and I like mostly in Austin, I won't lie, no offense, Austin people, I smell weed, and I'm always concerned for
Everywhere.
them. I'm like, because I don't
Same.
have any in my house. I've never like smoked or, because I just don't want to go down that path. I'm like, I feel like once you try it, it can either get worse or maybe nothing, but I don't want to take the chance. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I worry for all of you people. Because it's still illegal. That's not because of your health. I mean, because of the legality of it.
Yeah.
Did you just pan in?
Yeah, it's
Huh?
She popped
Wait,
up.
what did you
Oh.
do? You popped up.
I think like 90% of the houses that I deliver to in Washington, like they just reek of weed. It's just so common here. Like,
Yeah, it is.
It shouldn't be illegal anymore. Like people are still going to jail, I think, for weed. And
yeah,
like,
I don't understand that. I really don't.
It's crazy. It's wild to like I could walk down the street smoking a joint in front of a police officer, and they
Yeah,
probably wouldn't.
in LA
like,
too.
They probably wouldn't care. Like they would just be like absolutely fine with it. But like if my best friend who's a black man did that, he would probably get in trouble for that. So it's like it's still legal and it's still like totally fine, but it kind of depends on like who you are and how much you like use it and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my building manager like gave us a letter from the like company that owns all the buildings that they do, and they were like, just so you know, it's like even though it's legal to smoke weed, it's illegal to smoke weed in any of the properties that we own. But my building manager was like, you can disregard this.
Really?
He's like, I'm not gonna snitch you out. No, you can smoke weed in your house if you want to. I was like, okay, cool, thank you.
Because
Mhm.
I
was going to
someone
anyways.
in Austin that got a warning for smoking weed in their apartment, saying like, "Hey, just to let you know, it's still legal in Texas." And they didn't do anything. They were like, "If we do it again, we're gonna call the cops." But they didn't call the cops the first time, so
That's good.
I imagine they were probably living like next to an old person or something. But
Who complained?
like,
Yeah, probably.
I find it more yucky and more unappealing when people smoke cigarettes in their house. I think that smell lingers a lot more.
It is
oh,
smelly.
100%.
It lingers so much.
And it
If you
doesn't
smoke
even,
weed in
like,
your house, the smell will be gone in like 24 hours ish, as long as you don't keep smoking. but like the cigarettes will just linger for, it feels like years.
Furniture, your car.
Oh yeah, I
everywhere.
hate cigarette smell. Cannot stand it. It's such
Yeah,
like that's one of the
really
biggest
stale.
turn-offs, honestly.
Yeah,
a person
actually,
can
that's
have
a
to
deal
me.
breaker for me too.
Yeah, deal breaker. Smoking cigarettes. Nope.
I don't think I could be with a guy who smokes cigarettes. I would just be
Their
like,
breath smells.
no.
Even if they smoke outside, their breath, their clothes, their hair,
Yeah,
like everything about
everything.
To be
them.
and to be
Hands,
perfectly
like-
frank, their semen tastes worse.
Mm.
I
really
really
does.
does.
I wouldn't
really
know
does.
about that one, but
Yeah,
it's
oh,
been
I
too
know.
much of a
I've
turn off for me to
made
know.
bad choices and been like, oh, I can taste the cigarette you smoked earlier.
No, I don't do that for any guys because they don't deserve it.
Oh, you don't perform oral sex for men?
No, I do. I just won't let them come my mouth.
Oh, I see.
Fuck
I see.
that.
Oh God,
Who
are
do
you
you
kidding me?
think
No,
you
no,
are?
no, no. Are you kidding? That's free protein. That's like 17 grams
I'm
of free
the
protein.
opposite. He's
But,
gotta
like-
work if you wanted me to do something like that. I've only done it once in my life.
V,
on
I
video.
agree with you about the protein thing, but it's a texture issue for me.
I
Oh,
prefer
yeah,
protein shakes.
Yeah.
It's the
And any
texture.
guy
It's
I
like
have to pay money for that.
it's like getting a loogie in your mouth and then swallowing it again.
Taste your own goddamn cum and tell me that tastes good enough to make a girl swallow, okay? You tell me that. Seriously, tell me that. I will do a lot of other things, but I will not.
I just feel like it's much
so
less of like
fucking
work to clean up if you
legally.
just do
I'm
it,
also
you know,
in the camp
in your
that I'm
mouth.
like,
It's
it's
less
I
work.
feel like I taste it less if I swallow it as well because it doesn't
Right.
actually
I'm
because
not
of the
in that
technique,
case.
it doesn't actually touch my
Doesn't sit
tongue.
there.
It's like
Stop.
already
Can we
in.
And so it's like having a sinus infection and it's just dripping in the back of your throat.
Oh no. Well, one time.
I don't know. It's
no.
so nasty.
So
so
one time my
accurate, and I don't want to
university
think about it.
Oh no. My university boyfriend, he didn't want to come in my mouth because he was trying to be respectful. And he was like, you don't have to do that if you don't want it. So I was performing oral sex on him. He tried to push me away from him, but I pulled my head backwards. And then in the kerfuffle of the darkness, I was like, I think you hit me in the face. I think I have a bloody nose. And he turned the lights on. I did not have a bloody nose. He had come straight up my nose,
Oh god.
filled my sinus cavity. It was the worst nose infection I've ever had in my life. I had to go to
Oh,
the doctor and they
God.
were like, this is a bad sinus infection. What happened? And I was like,
Oh
my
god.
boyfriend came in my nose. And she was like, you fucking wacky kids.
Oh my
You fucking wacky
God.
kids and you're
Okay.
butt chugging. And
But
your
there's nothing
anal
worse than
insertion.
getting it in your eyeball.
Oh, thank God I've never gotten to that.
There.
It burns.
I've never gotten in my eye, thank God. Thank God.
Hair is really gross.
You know what I realized recently made me mad, okay?
Mhm.
I haven't had sex in a while, but guys that don't clean up their own nut. So many times a guy will nut
Yeah.
inside you, he'll drip out on the bed, and he'll be like, okay, you gonna clean it
Gross.
up?
Yeah.
I'm like, and whose fault was that? I make
Or the ones that gross me out the most, like the times that gross me out the most is when he just lays there with like the condom still on and it's just like it's marinating in it. And I'm like, you're gonna, that's just, well, get the fuck up.
Go take a shower, please.
Dating. Oh, just
Oh,
doing
it's
it,
like,
don't juice
Get
it.
the fuck up and wash that shit. Like, it's laying there.
If a guy comes on you and goes to the bathroom and he's like taking a shit and you're sitting there with this like drying cold cum on your
Oh my God.
feels little babies dancing around begging for life and you're just like, give me a fucking towel. Like,
Oh my
Oh,
God. I think I've been really lucky that most of the guys that I've been with recently are like very, very, like, they're very conscientious. They're very, like, considerate. Damn. But no, I've been with so many guys who are like grossed out by their own nut. And they're like, once it is outside of my body, to have it ever touch any part of my body again
but
would
then
be
they expect women
unbearable.
to swallow it though, and it's like,
Yeah,
what do you
right?
want?
Oh,
can't-
those guys.
The ones who are afraid of the nut, you should like pretend you swallowed it and then go and make out with them open tongue and then see make make them like, you don't have this nut.
Into a jar and then cook it in some food.
Oh my God.
My God.
You know, somebody actually just told me they done that. When I was a cam girl, a guy was in a like thing with me, telling me about how like he baked his girlfriend brownies. He stirred it with his dick, nutted into the brownie mix, and then fed it to her, and she never knew.
Well,
And that
now
was
I will
one of the
never eat
grossest
anything
things
that
I
I've
ever-
Well,
not
that's
prepared.
not that. I feel like she wouldn't know because isn't it just mostly like salty if it's like not super funky
Well, you
tasting
wouldn't
anyway?
know.
Because it's like cooked and it's just extra salt and it's like a protein salty shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, when you cook it, blend it in with stuff.
you would never
just-
know.
yeah.
That's just like more egg whites. It's like
I've
whatever.
never cooked cum. I guess I don't know how it would turn into.
I just imagine it was just blended. You wouldn't even notice.
or like evaporate, right? Like in the baking process, like so many of the liquids just like
It would
obviously evaporate.
it would congeal the egg whites probably, and then it would.
Yeah.
It's about the same consistency.
That is true.
And protein content.
It's so gross. Yeah, but I feel like none of us are getting like we're all in quarantine. It's not like we can like go out.
I
and
live with
grab
my
a man.
boyfriend.
Egg whites
lucky
are
monster.
kind of the same consistency of cum. Like, I feel like that's the closest consistency I would say to cum
What?
that I can think. Egg whites?
Yeah.
Like, if you think of like an egg white consistency, that's what I would think is like the closest consistency that we
100%.
can compare it to.
Besides like mucus, I guess. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Mucus is still
food-wise.
too thick, I think.
Really?
Some
Depends.
people put water.
Guys, it also depends on the dude. I've been with some guys who like they number one come a thimble and it's thick, and you're like, what?
And
Drink some water.
stringy. And some is like liquid where it feels like you peed on you. Yeah.
Sometimes
I have
Yeah,
a
I
sample
hate
size of
liquid
one
cum.
type,
That's the
so.
nastiest.
I had an ex-boyfriend who he had a high volume of cum, and he's like I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of it. He's like, my dream is one day to varnish a desk, and I was like, you're the funniest guy I've ever met. It's super gross.
That's interesting.
It's super gross, but hysterical.
Yikes.
Yeah, guys are proud of what they can do.
I know.
I don't
I've had
think-
guys
are women really proud of
about
the
volume
buckets
of
that
their
they can-
cum.
I'm gonna ask chat that a poll.
Oh yes.
What's the poll? Like, what kind of
Do
guys
you
biggest
all-
income they have?
Would you want to varnish a desk?
Would you varnish the desk if you could?
With your nut.
Like,
With the
100%
amount of cum that
yes.
you have, is
I
that
feel
something
like
you've
it would
always?
be really crusty though after like a day. Like a crusty desk. I wouldn't want to do that.
Most guys say yes.
I would assume so.
I wouldn't smell.
Why do
yeah.
guys think that the more cum, the better? Is
I
it
guess that,
proportional
like,
to the
lobsters are
longest?
Good for pregnancy. Like, you
But
can
is it-
impregnate better.
Is it proportional to how long the orgasm is, though, or can it just be like? I don't think so,
I
right?
think they're proud because it means they like had a good orgasm.
Yeah, I think they're like it's like it's a lot of product.
Yeah,
They're high producers.
But that's also a lot of mess.
it means they're young and fertile. That's
It's
what it
also
means.
so much mess. That's really
Yeah,
the thing. It's so
That's the
much mess.
thing. I'm like, why would you want that?
It's so much
No.
mess. Which is why I'm such a big fan of like you canoodle, you do your things together, and then shower immediately afterwards.
And like also
Love
like what
it.
I was saying, men need to clean up. Like
Yeah,
women
yeah.
have if like if you nut in a girl, she already has to like cup that shit and run to the bathroom and like somehow clean it, right? And if it gets on the bed, that's you to clean up. That's your nut. She's already cleaning out her insides from like what you left in,
Right.
okay? Like I feel like that's the bare minimum is to clean up like the sheets.
It's nice when
There's
everyone
like, they always act grossed out. They're like, ugh. And it's like, what, you
I'm
want to
lucky
sleep on that?
because, like, I guess, well, I don't know. It was my choice. It's not like a luck thing. But I've never, like, had that without a condom. And so, like, I feel bad for the girls who, like, have to clean that shit thoroughly. For me, I just pee and I wipe and I'm done.
You're good.
I'm like,
If you pee afterwards, that's important.
Mhm.
Definitely
Women
gotta
already
clean
do the mostest, like giving blowjobs and doing all this kinky shit to make men come, and like the least they can do is clean up their own. Like
True.
that's all I'm saying.
True.
That's true. That's fact.
Instead, they just want to put it on you so they don't have to deal with it.
I
Yeah, no.
am waiting until marriage, so can't necessarily relate
Good
in
for
the
you.
like sex realm.
I wanted to be like you, Nicole.
Do you want to get married soon?
I wanted
or
to
do
be like
ready
you.
to wait for a long time?
Yeah, no, I
happen.
And that's cool, yeah.
soon, but like I want to get married within the next like 3 years, probably.
Yeah.
That's
I'm,
pretty soon.
well, I'm in like a long-term
All right.
relationship right now.
Oh, you're in a
Maybe you start taking
relationship and he's cool with
applications.
it? You're so good. See, my problem was I couldn't find any guys that I like who are willing to wait, and so I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
it. I feel like the amount of guys who are like used to women just putting out within a certain amount of time is too high, and all the good ones are gonna be like, you're not gonna
That's
fuck me. I'm
definitely
gonna go find someone else.
What made you want to do that, Nicole?
It's like,
Well, I was
Solid.
raised just like in like a
beautiful.
Christian background, and I've kind of like went away from that, but it's just always stuck with me. Like it was a decision I made really early on in my life, and I was like, why not? Like, you know, and if I like meet a guy, he's gonna be the right one if he wants to wait, and if he doesn't want to wait, then he's not the right guy.
Exactly. Yeah. If he can respect your boundaries and if he can understand your values.
See,
And that's
I
really
do
what it
that with
boils down to.
months.
is
I
just your
always
values.
agreed with that mentality, but I've never actually found one that that applies.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
really
like-
hard.
Like I highly recommend every
Like-
woman wait like up to 3
Yeah.
months to have sex.
Oh,
Because, like,
definitely.
feel like
I always
that is
wait a
where
few
you-
months at
3
least.
months is where the
Mhm.
relationship normally crumbles, and you know what kind of person you're dealing with. So like 3 months, even though it's hard, like if they're willing to wait, they're a good person probably.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I always wait.
They're
Other stuff that you can do. Like sex is wonderful. Sex can be amazing.
Yeah.
There is so much other stuff that you can do. There
Right.
are there's so many ways that you can be with your partner that don't involve having sex, but can still be so intimate and so fulfilling. I love
It kind of
yeah.
makes things more exciting because you're not
really
just resulting to sex every single time, like penetrative sex. Like you find more ways to do things.
Yeah, you get more
But
creative.
imagine waiting 3 months. Well, imagine
Oh, so
having
you
sex
find
with
other
someone
ways,
and then finding
Nicole.
out they're a
Okay, that
sociopath
makes sense.
afterwards.
Well, okay, I don't believe in like the poop hole loophole, so not that way, but
No. I mean, like, because
Then
for
I think
me,
that
for
counts.
what my issue was, I didn't think of like other ways counted, and so I was just like not giving them any pleasure. Maybe that's why I didn't find
Yeah,
one who was willing to
that-
wait.
I think that's the
I was
biggest
like, no, you
thing.
can literally go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad if they, you know, aren't getting like some sort of pleasure. Like I feel that they would need that.
oh
I feel
yeah,
like it's healthy.
yeah.
Touch can be a
But-
really important love
I thought that
language,
was
and
cheating,
people-
so I didn't consider it an option.
Oh.
No.
Nah, it's important. And acts of service is also like that's a love language, and doing those things that can be important. But like I don't know, you don't have to do it with everybody. People ask me, they're like, "So are you sexually active with every relationship you have?" And I'm like, "No, I've never fucked my mom, but our relationship is strong. So
That's funny.
you can still love people and not have sex with them.
True.
We do it with our family members all the time."
That's definitely
Yeah.
like my love language. Like I love the door being open for me or like the chair pulled out if I go out to dinner with someone.
Yeah,
I love those little things.
that's how people say I love you. Those are the little ways that they
Mhm.
say I
The
love you
thoughtfulness, the little
in those
details.
small
Little
ways.
notes or little flowers or something like that.
Or petting
feel
your
like-
cats.
So
Yep.
many guys lack that though, like the thoughtfulness.
too.
I think girls are best at it, and like guys just need to work on that.
I also think that like guys are focused on other like I don't know if it would even occur to them that that would make us feel special, or if guys think like, well, if I do that for her, what if she thinks that I'm like trying to baby her instead of supporting her as a strong, independent woman? Like, there's so many pitfalls in interactions with boys and girls. I don't know. I feel for these guys, and sometimes I try to do affectionate things for boyfriends, and they're like, "That sucked. Don't do that." And I feel like, oh no, showing affection is hard. Like,
I feel like it's all how you communicate with them. Like, I feel like it doesn't take away from being like a strong, independent woman. It's just sort of like a love language. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like I like if you write poetry for me, or I love it if you get a flower for me, but I'm still gonna be me and like do my thing. Still gonna run a business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think my love language is spending time with people.
quality time. Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. Like, I guess when I was younger, it used to be gifts. I loved receiving things, like, from, like, family or friends. But as I've become an adult, I just want less stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, just spend some time with me. We don't have to, like, even go out. Like, just, like, hang out at, like, a park or, like, watch a movie
Right.
at home. Doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Quality
Have
time is very
meaningful conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was also one of my problems. I guess like when I started working from home, you know, like I started doing princess parties for streaming. And with my relationship, it was hard to like find stuff to talk about because like I didn't have that everyday workflow. So if I was like seeing them every day, it's like eventually it's like, what do we talk about during like food and stuff? We just ended up like eating quietly because it's like we talk to each other so much and I like have nothing to update each other on. I'm like, this is what are you supposed
It's
to do
boring.
here? Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah.
I still enjoyed the like just the presence of the other person, I think.
Yeah, I think that's one big problem that my boyfriend and I have because we live together and we just talk so much. And I always want to talk because I just love talking too much. And so I'll like call him when I'm at work and I'm like, you're literally so boring. You have nothing new to tell me. Come on, please. Just give me something.
Right.
Give me anything.
I'm the
Read
same
an
way.
article.
Yeah.
Like
Describe
calling,
the
talk,
world
talk.
outside.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm all back.
I feel like sometimes like guys won't view it the same as you. Like you tell them every detail of your day or whatever, then they're just like, oh yeah, mine, went to work, came home. You're like, wait, but what happened? What were your coworkers doing?
Yeah, what happened in between that? Tell me all the details.
Like, tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I find that I used to do most of my talking during sex. So.
Oh, really? I can't talk at all. As soon as I start like being intimate, I'm like my brain shuts, like my voice stops working, and I'm like I can't form words anymore.
Maybe it wasn't that good then. Because
Oh,
I was
no.
still able to think really
Oh,
well.
no.
But since I've had a sample size of 1, I have nothing to compare it to.
What were the conversations though? Like, were you talking about everyday life, or were you talking about like, what the other person should be doing?
Everyday life stuff.
What's going on down there?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it okay if I leave? I need to go eat breakfast and stuff because I haven't eaten anything today and I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Breakfast? Isn't it 3 p.m. for you?
5. I'm all set.
That's great.
Whoa.
I need to go eat.
Okay, no worries.
All right. Well, thank you for having me so
Can
much.
you like just turn the camera off so my layout doesn't get ruined?
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm sorry if I
you.
talk too much.
No, it's perfect.
All right. Have a good day.
Hey,
Have a good
bye.
podcast.
Bye, nice chatting.
Didn't work. Still, I can just switch the names. No, I can switch names. It's fine. The little name shuffle. It's all good.
So where does the name Gubba TV come from? Oh no, I can't hear you anymore.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now
Oh, weird.
that was
Okay.
weird.
It's always been my nickname, and so I just brought it to streaming when I started streaming 5 years ago. And my channel's been more of like a TV show with all the different skits I do, and so I was like Gubba TV.
That's good.
My lizard can take her place.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So what kind of lizard is it?
He is a brown anole, or is it anole? I don't know how to say it.
Anole.
Anole.
Anole,
Okay.
yeah.
I just found him in my house, but he's not native to Texas, and he'll kill
Wait,
all the green
really?
ones in my yard. Yeah, he'll kill the green ones. So
Oh,
I didn't want to release him into my garden.
I wonder where he
Wow,
came
that's
from.
super interesting.
So now I'm keeping him if he likes it. So far, he's been doing okay. I've had him for maybe like a week or 2, and he's been eating the food. He's been getting bigger.
That's
So
good.
I think that
That's
I think
awesome.
he'll be okay here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Typically, they live a lot longer in captivity than in the wild, so you might have them for
Oh.
quite some time.
Yeah.
How long do they live?
I have no idea.
Bearded dragons live anywhere from 8 to 18 years.
Wow.
So it's a commitment. It's a serious commitment.
I didn't realize like necessarily what I was getting into,
yeah.
but she's great. It was like she's a lot of work, like way more than lizards and different reptiles
Yeah.
because they need to be fed like a strict diet, and she can also lay eggs, which is so annoying.
Do you eat her eggs?
No.
The eggs.
Are they like little tiny eggs?
Yeah, they're like I don't know if that big or something, but she hasn't laid an egg. She's still pretty young.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
gosh, I'm like not looking forward to that because it's just a process. You have to give them a lay bin and make sure that they don't get stuck and like.
That's her
Yeah.
birth
So they
and-
don't like get fixed? I don't know if lizards do.
No, there's
No
not really like any way.
Thing that they need surgery.
Huh.
Yeah, it's basically like them having their period like once a year or something. They just create eggs and lay them if they're not fertilized.
Dang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a
So
once
it's
a year
better to have a
chicken.
boy. Yeah, exactly. But I would not eat their eggs, no.
I'm sure someone's done it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wonder if they're higher in protein than poultry eggs or not.
I have no clue.
That'd be interesting.
You probably Google and find out.
True.
Somebody's probably done it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Man, we eat all sorts of crazy things.
Mhm.
We eat all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah.
Like, just as a Canadian, I'm like, why do we drink milk out of a plastic bag?
Yeah,
It is
what?
strange.
Really?
It's pretty strange. Yeah. Yeah, you can go to the grocery store and you can buy a like a plastic bag with 3 smaller plastic bags full of milk inside of them. And then you get like a jug, which is plastic, that you put the bag in, and then you snip the corner of the plastic bag and you pour it out. It's completely average and perfectly normal in Canada. But even as a child, I was like, this is weird. Like, I wouldn't drink milk out of a plastic water bottle because milk and plastic together seems kind of weird. But I drink milk out of this plastic bag that I buy from the grocery store.
I've never
Apparently,
seen
it's more
that.
environmentally friendly.
Oh.
Or maybe it's less environmentally friendly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we put all sorts of crazy things in our diets.
I can't wait until someone makes like a biodegradable like rubber sack shaped like an udder, and you just squeeze the milk into your mouth.
Yes.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
That would be fun.
The udder station, you just like sit there and just like suck milk out of a seat in your kitchen.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
That would be good stuff. I would be all for
so
that. Or like recyclable type of thing would be funny. They can call it utterly delicious.
Utterly.
Yes.
Oh my god, the marketing writes itself.
I know. All organic.
Oh, I love that. I love
That'd be
cows.
funny.
They're such good people. Cows are such good people.
There's
Cows are
a
good
girl
people.
that
Yes.
I follow on TikTok, and she's like a zero waste, and she goes through how she does all of her zero waste stuff with like soap, and you go to like a zero waste store where you can like refill your laundry detergent, and she doesn't use like dryer sheets because it's not good for the environment. So I find it really interesting, and I'm like, yeah, I probably do produce a lot of waste. I could do better.
What's nice is that now that it's becoming more mainstream, it's becoming easier to get zero waste products.
Yeah.
Before, it's like I feel like even a couple years ago, to get zero waste products, it was so specified and so difficult. It was almost like more wasteful than if you just got the regular product. But I'm glad that it's becoming more mainstream, and hopefully we'll do like a big zero waste push
Yeah.
in our society.
I really want them to make like a lot of like recyclable or biodegradable like plates. I don't know if paper plates count, right? Because it has food on it. But if it was just something that you could like wash off easily and then throw it away or something, that'd be cool. Like if it was easier to, because I feel like with paper plates the food gets absorbed.
Yep.
Into it.
And then it like greases or anything. That's okay. We are so smart as humans. We are
Because
always
my thing is like I've always wanted to do that, but the time is the issue. Like I'm always like on the go in a rush. So it's like I like disposable stuff, but at the same time I feel bad about it. But I also like don't know what the solution is when you don't have much time for like dishwashing and stuff.
Yeah.
Get a maid.
Get a maid.
If only. Or
that
as
does your
personal chef.
dishes.
yeah.
That
I
would be
just want
so
a dish.
nice.
I just want a cabinet. American Dad like joked about this. American Dad made the joke that it's like a dishwasher, but it's also your kitchen cabinet. So you put your dishes back in the cabinet dirty, and then you take them out clean. And I was like, okay, yeah, but I want that.
Yes.
Like that's a good idea.
That's crazy.
Give me that idea, and let's make it real.
Kind of like it would just spray it and drain it in the cabinet, or like
yeah,
what?
exactly. So it's like instead of the like dishwasher being on the ground as like the lower part of the cabinets, it would be up top in the top part of the cabinet.
It'd have to be like a really huge dishwasher though. If you keep your like all of your stuff clean all the time.
Too. It wouldn't really work for like a number of people. You have to spread out the dishes so they all get washed and like you stack them in the cupboard. But damn, one day when the technology catches up.
It'll have like robotic arms to like then sort them afterwards.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll be like in WALL-E. I watched WALL-E the other day and I was like,
such a cute movie.
Oh my god, it's just like so real. I was like, maybe we'll just like stop using plates. Maybe like we will evolve to being like, oh no, like the foods that we eat are just like all in bar format or all in like slurpable formats.
Boring. I love food.
I love texture actually. We need a good mouthfeel.
Me too. I love food.
Oh, it's just
that's one of my love languages.
It's the food? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
you guys also
after a
dance
good dinner
while you're eating, like eating some good food and just dancing. I do that all the time.
I dance in place when I
mood from
cook.
here to here.
Oh, I love that.
That's cute.
The last guy who came over to cook for me, he made, what was it? It was like a shrimp risotto, but it just was like so much garlic and so much onion. I was like, you ruined my house. Like my whole house is like
the smell.
Garlic and onion now. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, make a lasagna next time. Or like chicken or something. I was like shrimp and like garlic and onion risotto. Wow, what a decision. and I never saw him again.
Damn.
Oh shit. Why? Wait, why? I don't get it.
Oh, I don't know. He was so sweet, and he was like a little bit I was a little bit too high energy for him. So like I need to date somebody who has like sort of similar energy to me, because if I have way more energy than them, they will eventually rely on me to like bring
Pump 'em
energy
up.
to the relationship. Yeah.
Right.
So like some guys I'm like, I love how chill you are. That's really attractive. How chill you are is like very, very opposites attract, right? But I need someone who's like has a little bit more energy so that I don't feel like I'm the only one.
Right, because that can feel
Right.
like really like a burden if like some days you're not feeling the best, and then it's just like completely like low energy everywhere.
Yeah. And then we're both low energy, and it's like we can't get anywhere. So no, he was so sweet. He was so wonderful. He had a great apartment. He was like a wonderful, wonderful man. And the risotto was actually pretty good. But I was just like, you're too chill for me. And I was like, I can picture you with somebody who's way better suited for you. And it's not me. I feel like I break up with a lot of guys because I get to know them. And I'm like, I can picture the perfect girl for you. And she's not me.
And that's okay. I think that that's good to be able to be mature enough to like face that. Yeah.
I'm just not the one for you. And I've been right for literally all of them because we're not together and we're not meant to be.
I've struggled with being like the lower energy person in a relationship, whereas somebody like has a high energy, but I can like stay inside all the time. I can just watch Netflix, and like it gets really tiring for some people, but like having to go out all the time, or like somebody who wants to be out all the time, like I can't do it. Like go out and be social all the time, I just can't.
So what does an ideal partner look like to you? Like what would be your type?
I'm thinking somebody who, first of all, would be okay with me streaming, right? Not someone who's like, oh, well, has to be like controlling over me and is like, okay, that I have a streaming career and I run it the way I want it to run. But like someone who supports me in that, or whatever endeavor I want to do. Because that's probably the most important thing to me. And then like someone who's more relaxed, doesn't have to socialize all the time, because I just get drained being super social and like going out to events. And I feel like those would be one of the two most important things for me.
Yeah, I relate to that.
A gentleman.
Drained of events. I feel like for me, I agree with that. Like I'll enjoy the event for like about maybe like 12 hours, like if it's a convention, and then after that I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like I can go. Then at the end of the day, I'm like, don't wake me up. Done.
Do you ever feel like that after streaming? Like you just put out so much energy for so long, and then you lay in bed and you're just like, whoa. Yeah. Like just so drained. Your whole body feels exhausted.
I always have to have like a decompression after stream, where I can't like, if anybody calls me right after stream, I won't answer because I need to like decompress. Yeah. And like either if that's like get on scroll TikTok, my mind needs to just like come down, you know?
Yeah, that's how I am. I need at least like 30 minutes just to like play with my dogs. And then afterwards, and then like then I can go and finish doing work that I have to. But I have to like immediately after stream, I have to be like zoned out, eat food, play with dogs. So I relate to that too. Yeah, I guess for me, the ideal partner would be like someone who also is okay with streaming, like you said, and then just like really into taking care of my animals as well, like being a part of it, being involved. Because especially like if I want to do like the rescue thing, I'm gonna be like going all over the place trying to rescue, and I need someone like I can depend on to actually like make sure animals are taken care of. So they're like my children, like an extension of that. And then also, I don't like people who take things too seriously or get offended easily. Like, I hate people who are always, like, uptight about everything. Like, you can't say anything around them. You have to tiptoe in conversations because they'll get offended at the littlest thing. Like, that's always a big turn off for me.
Yeah, feeling like you're walking on eggshells with your partner. It's like, no, you should be able to trust that, like, we can make jokes. Yeah, that's an important thing for sure.
Yeah.
What would my ideal partner look like? I definitely need somebody who can surprise me and make me laugh. I feel like something that I struggle with guys is that, not that I find like guys that I date to be predictable, but that like a lot of the dating that I do sort of follows the same routine, the same sort of path. And I know I can like tell within like 2 or 3 dates with a guy, if I'm like, I can already tell that we're going down this path that I've gone down with so many other guys before, and I know where it's going to end, where like you'll either want to be more serious than I want to be, or you'll want me to be like more focused on you. I like guys who value my independence and value their independence. So like they're self-starting. They have their own careers. They have their own motivations, and they're supportive of mine. But like they don't rely on me to give them purpose. I could never date a guy who's like, dating you is my favorite thing that I do. I'd be like, no, dating me should be one of your favorite things, but it shouldn't be the favorite thing that you do.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like they had a life before you came into the picture. What do they like to do then? Did they just stop liking to do that? That's weird.
Yeah, like who were you before we met? And please continue on that path. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Danny DeVito. All of those things that I just described, or Danny DeVito. He's just so talented and wholesome.
I find that question.
Gubba's like, what? I keep calling you Gubba, I'm sorry. Gubba.
So cute, so wholesome. He's an Adonis on earth. Whenever you feel sad about the way of the world, remember that you were blessed with the extreme pleasure of being born and living on the same earth as Danny DeVito. He's just great.
That's a good next question. How old would you date? Let me answer the first question first. I find the like what's your type kind of question super hard because I just feel like there's so many different kinds of people, and I think that various people with different personalities I can connect with. But one major thing is like, you know, we have to be able to hold a conversation and be able to talk. And then also I want to be able to laugh. I want to have a good time and basically just make memories. I think that's the biggest thing in life. I just want to be able to make memories with someone. And like, that's kind of the main point to life. And for me,
Agreed.
And then I want them to notice the little things and just be thoughtful. Which it's very hard. And like, I can say right now that the guy who I'm with currently like lacks in a lot of those areas, but he's like trying and, you know, is good in other ways. So it's kind of a balance.
Little things like what? Like, what do you want him to pay attention to?
Like, oh, if I don't know. I'm a big person like on compliments. As much as I get compliments, I still want them from the people that I you
care about. It's different. It's 100% different.
More.
Yeah,
exactly.
When it's coming from somebody who like knows you and love, like when the man that you love tells you that you are beautiful, it means 1,000% more than somebody who might be a stranger telling you that you're beautiful, because you're like,
exactly.
Well,
especially
you
because
you've seen me when I'm the ugliest. You've seen me when I'm at my lowest, and so it means so much. Yeah.
And also viewers who say it, they say it to 20 other girls and doesn't mean anything anymore.
True. Yeah,
right. You see them copy paste on all their Instagram profiles.
On Twitch.
Yeah, and like it's kind of hard to explain like specific little things, but you know, maybe plan like a cute date. I feel like that's pretty rare. I'm kind of the person that does the planning always. So if you plan something nice for us, that means so much.
Have you told him and like, hey, like this would mean a lot to me?
Everything. Like if I have one little issue, I'll tell you. Make sure you know.
That's
kind of
good.
more like that extent, but yeah.
Oh, I wish I was like that. I have issues with confrontation.
It's hard. It's very scary.
Yeah, I don't have issues confronting chat, but I have issues confronting people I care about.
That's very normal. It's very, very normal because you have more to lose with them. Going up to a person that you know and you love and saying, I had a negative emotional reaction to something that you did is very vulnerable.
It's scary.
Because there's a huge chance that they're going to be like, you're telling me about a negative emotional reaction that you had? Well, welcome to my negative emotional reaction to your negative emotional reaction.
Oh gosh,
and then you're in a shame spiral. And then you're shame spiraling around, and then you're both eating raw cookie dough in the bathtub at 4 a.m.
I eat that on a daily basis, no argument needed. Just like, sounds good. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, that thought process is why I have trouble confronting people, because I don't want that to happen.
Scary. It's so scary. It's so difficult. And practicing doing it in small ways can that can also so the best way to do it is to practice it in small ways, but then all of a sudden you're like, okay, am I nagging you? Like, am I just bringing up every little thing for the sake of conversation? It's so hard to find that balance, but it's the work of our life.
Yeah, we're constantly like just understanding what things we need to work on as humans and like growing. Yeah. I think that that's the most important thing. Just continue to keep growing.
I think that's like part of our purpose is to like continue to grow and learn and like try to be the best version of ourselves, right? Like knowing ourselves and then working on it.
Yeah. One major thing that I've had to learn over time is like no relationship is perfect, even though it does look like it on the outside. Like you got to be open with, you know, some shit that does go down. And that's one thing that I like really struggled with was how do I know that someone loves me and how do I know they're perfect for me? Because like my parents were never together, so I've never seen an example of what love is like. So I'm like, how do I know? How do I really know that I love you and you're the one for me? Even though I feel it, how do I really know?
Yeah. You want that assurance.
Even if they stay together, it's not perfect. You're really not missing that much. Because my parents stayed together, and I still don't feel like I've experienced seeing what love is like. So
that's true.
Or just like
when
your
my parents
arguments.
divorced, I was like, I can see so clearly my mother's love for her children. For me, that was the thing that I was like, well, my mom loves my brother and I so much. She like divorced the fuck out of her husband so that she could focus on raising us instead of trying to take care of him and his like his own issues and stuff. Yeah, it's dating is really difficult. Dating, especially as a streamer, is really difficult. That like I think it's interesting that like so many of us are like, yeah, I would love to be with a man who supports me streaming. If I talked with a guy and I was like, oh, I stream, I'm like a part-time streamer, I do it on Twitch all the time, it's really fun, and they were like, oh, you're one of those girls, man, I would laugh that guy fucking out of the restaurant. I'd be like, get out of here.
Bye.
Yeah, there it is, guys. I'm one of those girls who puts herself in front of an audience of very angry, horny men every day, and I try to make them happy. Like, do everything I can just to placate and to keep the conversation going. But it's been shocking. I like matched with a guy on Hinge, and then when he saw my Instagram, he unmatched me because he was like, "Oh no, you're like a Twitch girl. I don't want to be involved with like a Twitch girl." And I was like, okay.
At least he like didn't wait a couple months to tell you that.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Thank God he didn't get in close and get the goods and then leave. No, he was really upfront with it. He was like, I don't like this, which is fine. I mean, I broke up with a guy because he worked in marketing for oil and gas. And I was like, I can't reconcile that you do this job that is insanely detrimental to our environment. I was like, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't like what you do for work. I'm sorry. He actually texted me like a couple weeks ago being like, hey, how are you? We haven't talked in 9 months. And you're like, dude, no. No. Go away.
So I'm trying to
I'm gonna have to go because my puppy sitter is gonna be here soon. And I gotta go take care of my pup. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it. It was so sweet meeting you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Hope you guys have a good day.
Have a great day.
Bye, Gabba. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Everyone go follow her.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the invite. I had a lot of fun. Bye.
Bye.